Hello and welcome to my stream. Tonight we're playing more of RollerCoaster Tycoon Deluxe, and tonight I'm expecting a very easygoing stream because we will be finishing Wacky Warren, the level we started last Saturday, and it was a very easygoing level. Like it was not a big deal. Um, Maybe at first I was a bit uh, concerned about it, but because it doesn't have a time limit for us to finish it, and we also got to like half of the objective of it completed or done, because the objective for that level is for you to get a monthly income from your ride tickets of $9,000. We already have like a $4,000 of ride tickets happening monthly, right? So we just need to double that, and when you get money, you can use that money to make more money. So I think it's going to be very easy, not a big problem. That even may be fast, so maybe this won't be a very long stream. But we'll see how that goes, and then maybe we can take a quick look or a sneak peek on the next level, which is going to be the Glacier. But I will save it for next Saturday. But yes, thankfully uh, this second expansion pack of RollerCoaster Tycoon at this moment has been giving us easy levels. Hopefully it continues like that, because I also know and we have played some of its hard levels and we know that it's very painful. But we'll see how it goes. Let me open Wacky Warren then so we can get more money, and then I will be chatting in the meantime. Hey Victor, how are you, man? Hopefully you had a great week. How's it going? So if I'm not mistaken, we were able to play 3 years out of this level so far. But like I said, there is no time limit. And that's pretty much why I'm not worried about it. Yeah, there we are. Oh, never mind. We are starting year 4 already. But yeah, there you go. The park has a lot of things built. And it is a very large park as well. It's a very large area. We could build many things to its sides. Like both sides are still very free. I forgot about the railroad I built in here. That took me some time to make it, but it was worth it because it's now connecting 4 different parts of the park with 4 stations. And even though some people may be getting stressed by waiting forever in line, I still think it is a worthy ride. It's at least looking very good or very beautiful in this park. I also forgot about this crazy looking eye roller coaster that's very easy, it fits everywhere, and it's very profitable as well because it's very fast. So yes, I'm pretty sure we won't have a big concern in here to worry about. And I will try finishing paying this loan, and then with my profit, I'll be building more rides and trying to get to the objective that I'm going to confirm. It's 9,000, right? Yeah, 9,000. And last month we got 4,000, so I don't think we are that far away from it. You're doing good, nice to hear it. You have been having a full-on birthday week. Oh yes, right, happy birthday again. Have been treating yourself every day. I do think you are right about it. I did that to me as well on my birthday, but I did it with some savory snacks, right? Some savory fried snacks like kippes, because it's actually my favorite savory snack. And I bought like 80 kippes, and the other 20 snacks were sorted, or like many different ones. There was a sausage snack, there was a ham and cheese snack, there were also cheese balls. But I had to go all in for the kippes, which is something that I really love. Although it was a while, right, since I last had them, because they are normally kind of expensive in comparison to other snacks. But to my surprise, I did find this one place here in my city that was selling them for a very good price, and they were not soggy, they were not too fatty, they were very well made. So I will totally be buying or ordering more savory snacks from this place in the future. You have been treating yourself every day with ice cream and chocolate cake and stuff. Are you only having vanilla ice cream or are you having some different flavors? On Discord, Gabriel has posted a full-on recipe of like his family doing some ice cream in there. I need to try that recipe, right? That recipe myself because I believe it's very different from the one I did so far, which was for the lime ice cream. I did not have lime ice cream this week, but I did bake some lime pies. Yeah, some very tiny lime pies. I was craving some lime desserts. And then, because my first lime pie attempt was in a very large form, when I was trying to take the pie out of that form, I ended up breaking the dough, right? Not the dough. How's it called again? The crust, right? I ended up breaking the crust, the cookie crust. So I decided to go for smaller ones. And then I finally could take I could finally remove the pies from the forms without breaking the crust. So I was very happy with the result. It was extra work because in order for you to shape every tiny pie, it deserves more hand work. But the pies were perfectly looking at the end and I could remove them from the form. Actually, I still have two more of those lime pies in my refrigerator. I'm just waiting for the proper moment for me to eat them. Also, hey Ultros, how are you, man? Yeah, the cookie crust, right? Little by little, I'm getting more used to the vocabulary. I may still commit some mistakes, but I correct myself afterwards. But yes, I went for lime pies this week. I even posted a picture of it on Discord. And today and yesterday, I baked pizzas. I remember that I said last weekend that I was like, oh my god, I had my guava paste pizza and I had sausage and Portuguese pizza, so I'm done with pizzas for a while. Never mind, because yesterday I was craving my pizzas. Thankfully, my pizzas do taste different than the ones that I order, so maybe that's why I was not feeling tired about its taste. So yes, I had pizza yesterday and today. And then tomorrow we go back to the healthy food program because I can't be eating just unhealthy food every day, right? So tomorrow I'm back to the plan. I actually also cooked some black beans this week, but this time I decided to not season it because the other time I was cooking the black beans, I seasoned it. I added some uh, spices and sausage and onions and everything. And then everybody that I talked to afterwards told me that I should not do that. I should just cook the black beans without anything else. No topping, no vegetable, no seasoning, nothing. Just water, black beans, and maybe some salt, but just that. And then you freeze them, and then when you are going to eat it, that's when you season it. So I decided to do that, and indeed it was a much better thing I have done because now every time I get my black beans from my freezer, I thaw it, and then, or I heat it, right? I heat it, and then I add my spices and the seasonings and the sausage and the garlics and everything. Now I feel the power of it. Now it has a very powerful taste that's not too bland like in my first attempt. And yes, that was a very good advice. And probably tomorrow I'll be having that. If I don't feel too lazy, because it is a lot of work for me to be cooking rice and farofa and salads and heating up the black beans. Maybe I can go just for pasta, spaghetti, and then that's easy or faster. But I could go for black beans and everything else tomorrow too. Okay, let me catch up with the chat. So Victor only had vanilla. I'm not very impressed because that's actually your favorite. I would have eaten other flavors of ice cream if you had any, but vanilla is all you need. Yeah, I'm not surprised. But I wonder if you add some other things to your vanilla ice cream. For example, maybe it could taste great with some berries, like strawberry maybe. Maybe what I'm saying is also something that people don't do too often, but I just came up with that idea. Because Ultras as well, Ultras is always eating berries. Maybe they could go very well with some vanilla ice cream, right? Yeah, I do agree that vanilla ice cream is indeed very great. Warm apple pie and vanilla ice cream, you see, that's also another very good combo. Although I don't know if Victor would have apple pie at his place. That's also another thing I should learn how to do because I have only learned how to bake an apple cake, not a pie. It's just something that is, you know those unlikely food pairs that just go together. To be honest, that is a pair that doesn't sound too strange to me. In comparison to some other pairs, apple pie and vanilla ice cream sound perfect in my opinion. Thankfully and happily, Outros, you were able to taste last weekend a very favorite or a big favorite of mine, like a pair that's a favorite of mine, guava pasted cheese, and I'm happy that you loved it. But yes, apple pie and vanilla, I think that's okay. Like together they just become a new thing. Yeah, it does increase their impact on our taste, right? It's been so long since you had apple pie. Me too, because I never bake it myself or I never buy it. The last times I think I actually I do not remember the last time I had it. I do remember the last time I had an apple cake, and it was not even my cake. It was a cake that the mother of a friend of mine baked. So it's been a while as well. But an apple pie, I have no idea if I have ever had it or when was the last time I had it. In here we have all sorts of cakes, and pies are more rare, and they are normally either lime pie, the one that I had this week, or a savory chicken pie that is also very popular in here. I also gotta still try the pumpkin pie. So they are complaining about my mechanics. I'm pretty sure I'm good on my mechanics. It's just that because the park is so like long, they take forever to get to the ride. So I don't know, 10 seconds after I get the message, they get to the ride. So it's not that bad, but it's because the park is very long. You're just getting dinner all together. You're going for Taiwanese type food. That sounds different. You did that raspberries one day. There we go, and it works quite well together. I'm pretty sure, man. I'm pretty sure. Maybe even with just apples instead of having an apple pie. You know what could work well as well? I don't know if you guys do this, but it's something that I do sometimes. I should actually do that soon because I do have some apples that are kinda almost getting bad. So I should do this before they go bad. Frying the apples with sugar and cinnamon. And then I believe that could work really well with some vanilla ice cream too. You know, it's not an apple pie, but it can be close to it. Or at least it can have some juicy flavor from a fruit that could go well with the ice cream. Making a pie is super easy. Yeah, but the problem is the crust. The biggest struggle I'm having today is the crust. Because the form that I bought last year during Black Friday was the silicone form, and that form doesn't have a removable bottom. So basically, after the pie is baked, I struggle to remove it from the form. Not because it gets stuck on it, it can be removed easily because it's a silicone form, so it doesn't get too gluey. But the problem is that it's fragile. So any wrong movement will break the crust. That's what happened to my big pie that I tried to do after I bought the silicone form. But it worked better now with the smaller forms, like the cupcake forms that I used. because it's a smaller pie, I could not break the crust that easily or at all, right? Especially because I also did something different this time. I decided to remove the pies from the forms after I left them freezing for some hours, or like I left them in the freezer for some hours. That's something I did not try in the first time. So I do think it also mattered. But yeah, the big tray I bought, or the big form I bought, I will need to see how am I going to use it better in order to not ruin the pie that I'm baking. I just need flour, butter, apple, cinnamon, nutmeg. That's something that I don't have. Brown sugar, cornstarch, or tapioca starch. Really, that you need those things? And then an egg as well? Well, probably by using those ingredients you can get a more rigid, or like a more concrete, or what is the word that I'm looking for? Sturdy, right? A more sturdy crust that won't be broken that easily, because the one I used, or the one that I'm making the most, is the cookie crust, right? So it's a very fragile one. You need a spring form pan. Maybe that's the name for the one that has the removable bottom, right? Yeah, I did not buy that one. I considered it, but I was hoping that the silicone tray or the silicone form would be enough. But I will see. I will not give up. I also think that I need to buy another circular tray. So when I'm removing the pie from the form, I have somewhere to put it on, and then I can have some other object to put it back to its upward position. I only have one big circular tray, that's the one that I use for my pizza baking. And then when I'm removing the pie from the form, that's where it gets. But then I need another one to flip it again. And I don't have that secondary tray. So in the end, after I take it out from the form, it's flipped upside down. And then I don't have a way to flip it back to normal. Unless I use my hands, but if I use my hands, I'm going to break the crust. So I'm also struggling with that. Maybe if I get a secondary circular tray, I can solve this issue without the need of a spring form pan. But I will see. For now, the tiny cupcake forms have been good for it. Even though it's an extra work because you really gotta make the crust like very well made on the, or in, right, in the forms. So it's like annoying because you need to be adding the cookie and then shaping the cookie. It is a big work. I took forever to finish that, but it was good in the end. It sounds tasty. You should try that. Like frying the apples. I love fried apples, or fried banana as well. Fried banana with fried banana or fried pineapple. Yeah, try that in the future too. Like fried banana, fried apple, and fried pineapple with cinnamon and sugar, and then you combine them with your vanilla ice cream. I do think it will work really great, and it's easy. You don't need to have the whole work of pie baking. You can simply chop those fruits, fry them with some sugar, water, and cinnamon, and then once they start to caramelize, that's it. It's so easy, so simple, and I'm pretty sure it's effective. The crust is made from flour, butter, water, just formed into a dough. Then you peel the apples, slice them, toss them into the spices and sugar. Don't you use a lime as well? Because normally when you have apples and you need to kind of save the apples for later, people make a solution with water and lime juice, right? Because it helps the apple to not get bad. And then you can also add the spices and sugar to that solution, plus the lime. And a bit of starch so that the water from the apples is thickened when it bakes, rather than getting watery. You get lazy and just buy ready to fill pie crust. To be honest, that's not bad. It's not a bad idea. That are already formed into pans, and then you make your own filling and bake. Nothing compares to a real homemade good crust, but you can't be bothered. You also hate flour everywhere in your nails. The thing that gets the most to my fingers after I cook it are onions. Yes, my fingers get, I don't know, an onion smell or an onion stain even after I deal with them. Actually, right now I can smell a little bit of onions on my fingers because of my pizza, right? I slide some onions to my pizza. So it's a smell that kind of sticks to your hands, for some time. But flour to me it's fine. You add water or you wash your hands and then flour is gone. But onions are the things that really get to my fingers. Speaking of food, we are getting some different food stalls in here, so let's add them to the park. They even gave us the candy apple stall, which is not exactly a fried apple, but it's still an apple dessert, so it's fitting. There we go. Besides the food, Victor, did you get anything for your birthday, like a birthday gift or something? We are getting some awards in here. The best value park in the country. You would also add a splash of rum. Oh my god. Man, I need to try that. You know that my favorite ice cream flavor is rum and raisins, right? I'm pretty sure it will taste fantastic if you add rum to an apple pie or to caramelized fruit. You can use a squeeze of lemon or lime to make sure it doesn't brown up. Oh, so that's how you say it, to brown up? Also, lemon juice has pectin, which is that enzyme, right? Which will form the sauciness around the apples. It's hard to wash off the onion smell. It is, man. It is the worst. But washing in cold water apparently helps. I mean, the water in here is I mean, it's not super cold, but maybe it's just warm, but a little bit colder than warm. You just hate the feeling of flour off your fingers. I hate when you're dealing with the dough and then it is a very sticky dough. Yeah, I hate that. But when it's just basic flour, I don't mind it. It feels like dry, gritty skin, really. Oh, so Victor did get some birthday gifts. He bought some Rubik cubes, which by the way I have never really tried to complete the puzzle of one, and I may never be able to complete that puzzle unless I check the solution, like there are strategies for you to complete them. And the new mic, there we go, man. So now you can record guitar in stereo. Use that for the Wind Waker covers, please. Which, by the way, Victor, let me tell you this and also change the topic a little bit into another very important subject that happened this week. So it's of course just a rumor, but there are some rumors out there saying that we'll be getting not only the recently announced Skyward Sword game for the Switch, but also Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. So it seems that there are some rumors going on from somewhat reliable sources that Twilight Princess and Wind Waker will also come to the Switch at some point. So I do hope that's for real, because out of those three games, those are the two games that I'm the most interested to play or like to see on the Switch. I understand that this is like the first time that not Twilight Princess, that Skyward Sword is getting a remastered version and being released again or something. But even with the upgrades and even now that people will be able to play it with its motion controls fixed or like improved, or even by playing it with the controller or something, even with those changes, I can't say that Skyward Sword has been a game that always was, I don't know, pleasuring to my eyes. There is something about that game that doesn't get to me. And I'm pretty sure it's not just the motion controls. So I was happy to hear those rumors that probably and likely Wind Waker and Twilight Princess will also get to the Switch. Wind Waker, I have played it already. There is even half of it on my YouTube channel, like I streamed it. I do not have I do not have the whole playthrough because I did have some trouble. It was just the second game I have streamed ever. The quality was bad and everything, but at least there is a little bit of it out there on YouTube. And it was one of my favorite Zelda games. Today it's tied with Majora's Mask. But Twilight Princess is the one that I'm looking for the most because a lot of people seem to really like it. It seems to be a more serious slash melancholic slash sad slash dark game like Majora's Mask is. That can be very interesting to me as well to experience. I gotta still test my computer to see if I will be able to play it. Probably I will, but of course with some trouble or like not a very good FPS. But I gotta check it out because I do wanna play that game so much. So you accidentally stumbled upon the perfect recipe for 80s inspired rock tunes or rock tones. Rock tones by running one the preamp of one amp into some effects and then back into the power amps of two different amps and then running those through a 2 times or 212 cab in stereo mic'd up with your old SM57 on one side and your new SM57 on the other. I'm not sure how you are doing that, of course, but I'm happy to hear you are able to give it some more 80s inspired tunes, right, or tones, because you know how much I like that, especially if it is about synths. It's just the perfect sound. There we go then. There is something about Skyward Sword that doesn't look appealing to me. Yeah, to me neither. Maybe it's the graphics, maybe it's how, I don't know, maybe the colors as well. The colors are kind of plain and basic. They're not like flashy or outstanding. It's not a very charming looking game in my opinion. It is in the mid-term of like being cartoonish and being realistic, but it's not any of those. It's in the middle, so I can't really see it as a serious looking game like I see on Twilight Princess, but I cannot also see it as a cartoonish game like Wind Waker. And then the whole thing about the motion controls being bad, it dropped my hype for it. Not to mention that the villain is not Ganondorf. So there is also that. It's not as exciting as having Ganondorf. Funny enough, I just placed the lemonade stall next to the candy apple stall. So, we were just saying that you gotta add some lemon juice to the apples. Here we have it in reality. This game is listening to me. You're not a big fan of Twilight Princess. It is visually dark, but it tries too hard to be dark, whereas Majora's Mask doesn't try to be dark. It just kinda is. Do you really think so? That Majora's Mask doesn't try to be dark? Majora's Mask even tries to distract you from its darkness, while Twilight Princess doesn't? Interesting. So Twilight Princess may may attempt to be even darker than Majora's Mask? I was not expecting that. I was expecting a somewhat dark tone to be sure, but in the end I would say, oh my god, Majora's Mask is way darker than this. But now you're saying that Twilight Princess does try to be darker than Majora's Mask, huh? But in my opinion, Majora's Mask tries to be dark. Like, maybe it doesn't try to... Uh, Victor, I wonder if this situation is happening because of like Majora's Mask was released first. Because it was so unique to see that dark tone to a Zelda game that maybe we have the impression it doesn't try to be, or it doesn't try too hard to be too dark, because it is the first time you are having that impression, you know, it's the first time you are playing something like that. And then now that we have a game to compare when playing Twilight Princess, the comparison is unavoidable. So basically, if it doesn't really do a very good job on creating the atmosphere and everything, we will be picking Majora's Mask as our favorite. But maybe if they release Twilight Princess first, maybe you wouldn't think it was trying to be too dark, you know, like you are saying right now. I wonder if that could be happening. Unless there is something in Twilight Princess that really stands out for it being too pushy regarding being dark. For example, dialogues, or maybe even plot situations, although don't spoil me because I still gotta play that game. But yeah, regarding the atmosphere, maybe we think it's trying to be too dark, or it pretends to be too dark because it was released in the second place. But I don't know, I still gotta play Twilight Princess and see it by my own. It tries to be dark, but Majora's Mask is darker. It just doesn't try as hard as Twilight Princess. I see. It's funny that you are saying that Majora's Mask tries to distract you from its darkness. I don't know if I agree with that. Man, you have the moon looking at you every freaking second. Speaking of which, but before saying that, first of all, Electro, how are you doing, man? Welcome. But yes, speaking of which, like having a moon looking at you at every second, I don't know, how can you feel like distracted from the darkness when you have a moon looking at you every time? There was a game that was released, not released, that was announced. There was a game that was announced for the Switch on the Nintendo Direct, that's the other topic we need to talk about, that surprised me. I have heard of that game before. I'm talking about Outer Wilds. It's not a game for the Switch, it's like a game for all sorts of platforms. I'm pretty sure it's out on Steam or something. I never really knew what that game was about, and I always assumed it was a game not for me. But thanks to that direct, I really got curious about it, because it seems the game is about traveling in the universe or traveling in space, and then you have 22 minutes or something before the universe collapses, before the apocalypse, before everything dies. It's just like Majora's Mask. And then the game says that you need to live on different cycles to solve the puzzle of why is the universe getting collapsed or something. If there is a way for you to save everything before everything ends, and then you need to be visiting different planets, different locations, different places, different everything for you to crack that up. So I was like, holy shit, this game is actually very interesting. Even though at first I was like, nah, it's another, I don't know, sci-fi shooting game that I'm not interested in everything. I don't know, the Nintendo Direct convinced me that, hey, maybe I should give this game a chance, you know? Because I'm curious, I wanna now figure what the heck is going on that game, that the universe is dying on every 22 seconds and then you need to leave the cycle again. And it's the same thing about freaking Majora's Mask, and I love Majora's Mask because of that. Not only Majora's Mask, we are here playing Digimon World forever, living up to different cycles, because I like to see the improvements on every cycle. So basically, I really got curious about this one Outer Wilds game, that I assumed it was not a game for me. So I'm throwing it in there. If you are curious about this game as well, check that out because I got so sold on it. And also, hey Noble, how are you, man? Let me catch up with the chat now. I just got here and thought that you were talking about dark chocolate M&Ms. It tries to be dark, but M&M's is darker. It just doesn't try as hard as TP. Okay, we would need to find another product for TP. I can't think on any though, but M&M's is always great, right? Now I almost read it like M&M's is dark. Majora's Mask is dark, true story, and Twilight Princess is more edgy, teenager dark in comparison. It focuses, that's the first time that I see that word, it focuses too much on visual darkness. But dude, that's what I'm saying. Majora's Mask also is like dark every freaking time. It does exaggerate on some dark things in there, man. I don't know if I fully agree with you. Maybe I will see what you're saying by the time I play it, and then I will see that holy shit, this game is really pushing it too hard or it's really being too edgy. I can understand that, but you can also see how Majora's Mask has a lot of, disturbing things on it as well every time. That I don't know. Maybe you got too used to Majora's Mask's uh, aesthetics that everything in there doesn't impact you that much anymore, and then you are saying that it's not like uh, too dark visually speaking, but it is, man. The freaking happy mask salesman or something. Jesus, his face is already a nightmare fuel. And all of the transformations, like you put on the mask and then you see them screaming and stuff. No, that game is freaking full of dark shit. Also, hi Emily, how are you? Electro, you do need to try more Zelda games. Which ones have you played so far? My next Zelda game should be Twilight Princess. I just wish that my computer could run it well. That's the one that I'm looking forward to play the most. That's also why we are talking about it. To see the darkness on Majora's Mask, you have to go outside of Clock Town. Oh yes, if you are only in Clock Town. That's true, I was forgetting about Clock Town. Maybe that's where you can find some peace and not feel in panic in that game, right? I totally forgot about that. Yeah, the darkness of that game is mostly out of Clock Town, besides the happy mask salesman. That's it, that he is in Clock Town. You can play Majora's Mask for a couple of hours without experiencing almost any of its darkness if you want quite easily. Well, if you stay in Clock Town and if you just ignore the moon, then maybe if you're just exploring terminal fields, yeah, but if you enter one of the areas, then you are hit by darkness. I had to do some stuff in the kitchen for a bit. No, 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 Ultras. We are still talking about Zelda in here. I'm pretty sure you're working on your Taiwanese dinner, right? So I don't think I asked you anything. But for some reason, of all Zeldas you have played, you remember the least about Twilight Princess. Oh no, I was just going to say like Final Fantasy. No, we are talking about Zelda, but just because I remembered Final Fantasy, the one that I remember the least is Final Fantasy VI. But regarding Zelda games, maybe Oracle of Seasons? Yeah, maybe I would say Oracle of Seasons is the Zelda game that I remember the least. Wait, Emily, the stream started 42 minutes already? What the heck? I was going to say the stream started 20 minutes ago or something. It's 42 minutes of stream. And I was only talking about, I don't know, pies and Zelda. What the heck? Time is flying by today, guys. But Emily, don't worry, it's still the beginning. I still gotta make. I did not build anything important on this park so far. I only added some more food stuff, and I may still be streaming for almost 3 hours, I think. Remember that dungeon? Which dungeon? That dungeon that is like a house in the snow? Wait, are you talking about Twilight Princess? I don't know because I haven't played it, so be careful to not spoil it to me. But yes, I'm not sure about that dungeon because I haven't played Twilight Princess. Of course, there are moments when Majora's Mask really really shoves its darkness in your face, and then there is lots in it. There is a lot in there to give you nightmares, but there are a lot of stuff in there to distract you from it as well. Well, Clock Town, like Nubble said, I agree. Maybe the Terminal Field too, because as long as you don't enter one of the areas, Terminal Field is fine as well. But it's mostly Clock Town. I have only played the first two on NES. Could you beat the second one, Electro? Because I still gotta go and play the second Zelda, right? The one that's everybody's, I don't know, biggest hardship because everybody says it's a hard game. And you also played most of Skyward Sword on the Wii. I really like the first Zelda, even though maybe it hasn't aged very well, I think it's still a very good game. Also, hi Gabriel, how are you, man? There was a convenience store owner that you grew up going to that looked like the Happy Mess guy. There is one, I think it's actually him. He's in one of the portable Zelda games as well. I think he was in Oracle of Ages. I was really surprised to find him in that game. It was like, what are you doing in here? I would not say it's nightmare fuel, but it's more like weirdness. It depends. As a kid, Majora's Mask was indeed a big nightmare fuel to me, and I did not play that game as a kid. Because, like you guys may know, it took me years until playing Zelda, because I used to hate Zelda games thanks to my experience with A Link to the Past, that I did not know English, I didn't know what I had to do in that game, and then I could only die and get lost, so I gave up, I raged and I quit it. And then years later, people were telling me about how they loved Ocarina of Time and Time of Ocarina and everything. And then I was like, fine, I will watch that thing on YouTube. And then I was lucky to find a YouTuber that's kind of famous. Maybe you guys know him, Chugga Conroy. He's a fantastic YouTuber in my opinion. He had a playthrough of Ocarina of Time, and then when I was watching it, it really felt like a movie to me. So I was really into that experience of his playthrough of Ocarina of Time, and then finally Zelda grown on me because it felt like a movie, like an adventure movie, and then I was like, okay, maybe now I can see the magic of this game. And then you know what? Today I'm glad that I, I I did not like A Link to the Past at first because A Link to the Past was the first game I played on stream, so it's like the beginning of everything when I had a locked door to Zelda back in my past. So today it opened doors to my life, right? Instead of being a stuck door forever. So yeah, today I made. Wait, how can I say this? I know it's something close to like make along or it's like to end the trauma and then to become befriend, right, to befriend it, but there is a way to say it that's like make along. I'm not sure if that's correct in English. I befriended the game again or the franchise again. But yeah, I was a kid that was very scared of Majora's Mask, even by seeing the advertisements of it on magazines, on freaking Nintendo Power magazines. I still remember one of them. They had like a 2 pages print of a Majora's Mask ad that was basically Termina Field, a huge, dark, and scary moon, taking like more than half of one of the pages, and Link riding Epona and you know, going through the field basically in the direction of the moon, and then some couple pictures of the real game, but like very tiny pictures. Man, I remember opening that magazine and feeling like, holy shit, I don't want to keep on reading because I gotta stop it in here because this is making me scared of it. But thank goodness today I'm not scared of that game anymore, and it's actually one of my favorites. And yes, still no cam, also because I was going to look for it this week, but I ended up not doing it still. Let's see if on this next week I can go for it. Electro, I know, right? This park does need more coasters, it needs more things, but I was only getting more food stalls. I'm still only getting food stalls. Even though I asked the game to give me more coasters as well. So maybe now they will start giving me more coaster models. But I can go for more steel coasters, right? That have a lot of different uh, looks or styles. But I was also like starting this conversation in here and giving more time to the game to raise up the profit and raise up the money. And now I can also finish the low one in here. Even by not doing anything, I got some more ride ticket profit. Maybe because I'm getting more people in the park. Honestly, I came back mid-convo and hadn't realized, yes, we were talking about Twilight Princess. It was just a coincidence. Oh, really? You brought that up out of nowhere? Yeah, that's the next Zelda game I should be playing. I'm just hoping that this computer can run it. I was able to play Wind Waker, of course not 100% perfectly, but it still did it. Hopefully I can figure a way to do it for Twilight Princess. Another thing that makes Twilight Princess different from Majora's Mask when it comes to darkness is that Twilight Princess uses absence of light as a way to make it dark quite a lot from what you remember. Okay, yeah, that is something that you don't necessarily need to have in Majora's Mask to make it dark. For example, the last. Oh wait, maybe I should not say this because I also don't want to spoil Electro because Electro needs to play more Zelda games. I would just say that there is a dungeon that it's all about light and it's not dark at all. And it's actually my favorite dungeon of that game. That's all I'm saying. You may know which dungeon I'm talking about. And it's kinda dark, but it's not like out of light, you know? Don't worry about that, Ultros, it's fine. I'm not like surprised that there is a nice themed dungeon in Twilight Princess because it's kind of like a pattern for Zelda games, right? But there is some house in the snow, and you had a dream you went to a similar mansion in a snowy place and you went inside of it and there was a dining room table with skeletons sitting there. I love how I'm reading that and I'm getting other games on my mind because that happens in so many games too. And then it was so freaky that it doesn't happen in game or anything. Maybe you were thinking about another game. For example, that right there sounded the most to me like a level in Banjo-Kazooie. Have you played Banjo-Kazooie, Ultras? But I also got flashbacks of Pokemon Y. There is a creepy house in Pokemon Y that it's in the middle of a swamp, and then it's a very darky and rainy place, or dark and rainy place. So I also remember that location. And also Paper Mario, what's the one that has it? Actually, many of the Paper Mario games have a haunted mansion place. Paper Mario 64, the Thousand Year Door, and Sticker Star as well. So Electro never really got into the second Zelda. Also, hi Joe Dancing, how are you? I would always get game over. Yes, I'm expecting that to happen to me by the day I get to it. I don't think it will let you save the game. Oh, really? Okay, that's a big deal. We will probably be using save states. Also, Rion Hayden, thank you so much for the resub. How are you? Game over. Well, if that's about Zelda 2, I'm pretty sure it's a standard, but how are you, man? I usually just research one at a time. Sometimes I do that too when I have priorities, but for this level, man, I'm not too worried about it because we don't have a time limit. So that's why I'm allowing the game to give me whatever it wants, right? But yes, when you're really looking for a certain ride, then you should just use a single and specific research for you to get it. Okay, let me go back in here. I'm doing alright, Joe Dancing. I think everybody is doing okay too. Is that the picture from the Zelda? The Zelda game? This was like the Zelda Twilight House in the snow. Okay, I will check that out. Oh, never mind. That picture is not the haunted house. It's Ultra's dinner. I was here opening the picture expecting a Twilight Princess spoiler or something. And then, no, it's rice, some vegetables, mushrooms. And is that some chicken? I think it's chicken, right? Parmigiana chicken, maybe? Once again, Ultras, I think I will never be able to say different words when you're showing me your dishes. It looks amazing, even though I don't like chicken. Look at that, it looks fantastic with some barbecue sauce, I'm guessing. Yeah, man, great job in there. I'm just wondering if that's enough for you to feel satiated or satisfied. Because, in my opinion, it's a little bit of. It's not too much food. And man, when I'm hungry or when I'm having dinner, I need more than that. But maybe you'll be eating some other things after that too, right? Also, Joe Dancing, let me introduce you to the other member of our Guava Paste fan club that last weekend was able to find it, to buy it, to get addicted to it, and to have his time of his life. Ultras. So yes, now we have Ultras, the newcomer to the Guava Paste club. Or maybe I should say the Guava Paste cult as well. We have Emily in there. We have probably Gabrielle and Sabra too. They are Brazilian, so I believe they also like guava paste. Yeah, next we need to find more test subjects. We also have German that tried that once as well. But yeah, Joe Dancing Ultras was the newcomer to this cult, and he also loved it. So I'm very happy that you guys are little by little getting into guava paste life and really living it. And I also told Ultras to like buy two already, like buy two packs of it already because you're going to need another one because Joe Dancing bought a single one, her family ate it in a single day, and then she was left out of it. So that's why I said that buy two already. One for you to have the first experiments, and then the second one for you not to be craving about it. But yeah, there we go. Little by little we are changing people's tastes in here. Okay, let me go back then. In the dream, it was like I was lost or trapped there. Inside the mansion? Like you couldn't find a way out of the house. But could you wake up from that dream easily? Because my worst nightmare ever was the nightmare that I couldn't wake up even though I knew I was dreaming. Yeah, that nightmare was the most terrifying nightmare I have had. Not much. You have been playing some Final Fantasy XIV. I think I saw some news about that game being trendy on Twitter one of these days, but I'm not sure what was happening in the game. I don't know if they updated it. I don't know if there was some sort of special event, but I did see people talking about or fuzzing about Final Fantasy XIV recently. When are we mailing a camera to you? No, there is no need for you guys to mail me a camera. It's just that I need to really search for it or look for it. It's just that I'm not feeling that it's a priority. Thank goodness, right? But I do need to get a camera so I can beat Digimon World, because I want to fight the final boss in there when I have the camera. And yeah, go back to my normal reactions, right? So I will see if this week I can finally go after it. It's just that I keep on getting distracted, or I don't know, saving it for later, and then I do not look for it. It's a matter of like stop everything you're doing to do this, you know. But how's the Final Fantasy 14 going? I'm guessing you are playing some missions or extra post game things. Joe Danson is doing well, great. She has just been busy. Glad to hear that Victor is doing well. Oh, Emily is ordering pizza. I had pizza today and yesterday for lunch. I had sausage, tomatoes, green pepper, onion. Yeah, it was those four things. Pizza. So Ultras had steamed rice, Chinese greens. He forgot the name, with mushrooms, onions, garlic, chili oil. Oh, that's not barbecue sauce? It is the chili oil we talked about last weekend, right? It's a chicken that has been currying or marinating in fermented soybean paste. It's a miso paste that will be breaded and fried in panko crumbs with a sweet and spicy sauce steamed rice. Is there not a Kool-Aid emote? We don't have Kool-Aid in Brazil, by the way, but I know what it is because of a friend of Draco that's J Kool-Aid. He's a streamer as well. That's how I learned about Kool-Aid. Oh, that link was not working, Ultras? Yeah, the link was not working. Emily wants to make some guava paste desserts, to be honest. Emily, you baked carrot cake this week, wasn't it? Yes, they loved it. I was like, what the fuck? I hate nightmares like that. In my opinion, uh, it's let's say okay if the nightmare is scary or creepy, because like once it gets that at that level, you may feel that it's easy for you to wake up, you know. But the ones that you know you're dreaming and then you can't wake up, yes, those are the worst. But even if it is like a creepy nightmare, once you see the creepiness of it, it's kind of easy for you to be surprised and then to wake up by yourself. But there are nightmares or dreams that, even though they may not be too creepy or too disturbing, you kind of feel like I need to wake up. I don't want to keep on going on this, or I want to change this, or you know, and you can't. That's the worst. Yeah. You had a dream like that happening to you in January, Emily? Also, hi mentor, how are you? I'm doing alright. Bloodshed, right, Joe Dancing? We did not get the bloodshed, did we? I know we got something bloody in here. Oh my god, Joe Dancing, we did get the bloodshed roller coaster. Well, the good news is that I don't really need to go for it. But it's in there in case you guys want to see some red. Speaking of disturbing things, nightmare, death, and you know, blood, Joe Dancing, I need to ask you something, and I also need to, I don't know, to pressure you to do this. Joe Dancing, when are you going to watch Irreversible? I'm still waiting for you to watch Irreversible because I do have something to tell you about that movie that I can't until you watch Irreversible. And another reason why I just remembered that is because I watched the video this week of like movies that people will only watch it once. They got another Gaspar movie in there. It was not Irreversible. They mentioned Irreversible, but I forgot the name of the movie, but they listed his first work, if I'm not mistaken. although I do not remember the name of it. And then maybe I should check that out, even though by the summary they gave of the movie to me, I was like, holy shit, this movie may have some very bad characters or like, shitty people in the movies. I don't know if I will feel tempted, but yeah, maybe. Yeah, he's the director, right? You still gotta watch Reversible to Dancing. I know it's going to ruin your day, but you need to do that for me because I do have something to tell you that I cannot say otherwise. You need to watch it first, then I will need to ask you to remember something from something else, and then I will make a connection in there that I will be like, please, Joe Dancing, see this connection that I'm seeing as well. But I cannot even bring that up because anything I say might be a spoiler. So go watch Irreversible and then we have that talk. And hopefully you remember the reference I will be bringing up. You guys are missing my face. I'm actually growing a beard. So once I'm back, I may be looking a little bit different. I wouldn't say I'm looking too different because I was expecting a more or a bigger change on my look, but we'll see. It was during a huge storm. By the way, is that over? Is the weather getting better in there? I even read some news that Texas got a huge snowstorm out of nowhere. I was reading that on Twitter. That's not something that usual because Texas is kind of known or popular for being a somewhat very hot state, right? So I'm pretty sure the weather is being crazy in the US. Not only in the US, I also read some news that was it in France? I think it was in France that they also had like a crazy snowstorm in there. I'm still waiting for the snowstorm in Rio. Come on, world, you can send it to here. If nobody else in the world wants it, send it to Rio so I can finally have a snow day and live the dream at least for once. Even though I may be disappointed that, oh my god, it is dirty, the snow is so wet, and like you need to shovel your street and everything. I know it's annoying AF, but for one day I want to live the experience. Just to say that I did it. Somebody can stamp that on my I don't know passport or something of life objectives, and then I can have a snowy day. So you had a dream that the tree outside of your room or your house crashed into your apartment. You know what's funny? I think I know what is the tree you're talking about because there was a picture you posted on Discord that showed your window and the tree outside, right? I think I know which tree you're talking about. I think that recently, Emily, I had a dream of my build. Oh, yes! I did have that dream. I had a dream of my building collapsing. And I know exactly why, and I'm glad that Joe Denson is in here for me to make that connection as well. Joe Denson is all about connections here, guys. It's because I got the tower card to my reading, and I was really to my tarot reading, by the way, and I was really seeing it in that week of my life. Together with, I think I even brought that up to Joe Dancing before actually. The tower, the devil, and the high priestess cards that were in the tarot reading I took, right? And then I was really seeing those messages happening in my week. That week I also dreamed with my building collapsing, and I think it's because of the reading of the tower. After I woke up, I was like, man, I was dreaming with the freaking tarot card. So yes, I did dream with my house or my apartment going down. So yes, Emily, I can feel you. I can feel you a little bit. Thankfully, now the situation is different. Those days happened some weeks ago, not now. Now I have different readings, different cards, different situations in my life. But yeah, on that week, I did have that nightmare. And I was like, holy shit, it's even getting to my dreams. It sounds supremely delicious. But did you learn about what drinking the Kool-Aid means? No, I'm not sure. I know what's the Kool-Aid. Drink the Kool-Aid is referencing the what? Okay, I did not know that. Okay, now the stream got dark as Majora's Mask, as Twilight Princess out of nowhere. Wake me up before the go-go. Wake me up inside. Wake me up inside. Call my name and save me from the dark. And that's Evanescence, right? I need to be careful because I use it to uh, be mistaken and then think it's Nightwish. But if I say that's Nightwish, Ultras, Victor, and Scapluni, if he were here, would like destroy and beat up my face. No, it's Evanescence. Nightwish is something else. It's another music. It's different. But it can be cute and funny as well, especially if we talk about that Nightwish song that's probably my favorite now. Uh, how was it again? It's the one that had like a very funny name. When your heart. It's about the heart. But I now forgot the name of it. When your heart feels warm or something. No. I remembered it. It's like when your lips are red or something. Yeah, it's something like lips. It's not heart. Yeah, kiss me while your lips are red. Exactly. That song right there. It's also, let's say, less aggressive, or it's not too aggressive than what you would expect from a metal band. So yeah, Nightwish can also have some, ballads and emotional ballads, not just like Evanescence. But I used to be confused because back in the day, those two bands were releasing their songs or becoming popular, and they both felt like the same as to me. So I used to be confused. Oh, is this Nightwish? Is this Evanescence? Now I can have a better picture of both. And hi, Subaru, how are you, man? Sorry that I think it took me some time to say hi to you, but I'm still catching up with the chat. Okay, I give up. Just imagine a scary old house in the snow. I can imagine that because I saw that in other games, especially Paper Mario. Paper Mario Sticker Star has a house, a mansion in the snow. Now you have multiple people pressuring you to watch that. Yeah, Joe Dancing, you gotta watch it. Let me see if I can remember other movies of that disturbingness that you need to watch or people should only watch it once. Oh yeah, I just got another one, and sadly, I will need to watch that movie again soon because of the binging that I'm doing. Because of my Studio Ghibli binging, right? I'm talking about The Grave of the Fireflies. Yeah, I have watched that movie once. Kinda thankfully, I forgot most of it, but I will need to watch it again because I'm rewatching everything. And by the way, since my last Studio Ghibli update, I watched three movies. I watched. Um, Let me see if I can remember their names again. From Up on Poppy Hill, I believe that's its name in English. From Up on Poppy Hill. I also watched When the Wind Rises, I believe that's its name in English. And I rewatched this week My Neighbor Totoro, finally! And by the way, My Neighbor Totoro, even though those kids are loud AF, I was like, please speak lower because you were hurting my ears. Not my eyes. My eyes were pleasured by Studio Ghibli's animations. They were hurting my ears because they could not stop screaming up until the second half of the movie at least, because then it gets less screamy. The soundtrack of Totoro is amazing. I was only ready for like the main theme of Totoro, but no, the whole movie was a blast on the soundtrack. I was really mind blown by its soundtrack. It was fantastic. Besides the kids screaming for not the whole movie, but like half of it. Yeah, those kids were screaming every time. I was getting nervous about it. But yes, I rewatched Totoro, then I watched From Up on Poppy Hill, and I also watched The Wind Rises. Next, I'm thinking about watching Ponyo. Either Ponyo or the other movie that's about the ocean, but I don't know its name in English so far. But I'm little by little getting my Studio Ghibli movies watched. I even made a list, and I sent it to my friend. Like, how is my ranking so far? Maybe later I will bring that list up to here as well, and then I can tell you how's my ranking so far. But the top three are Kiki's Delivery Service. It's my favorite so far. Then Whispers of the Heart, second place, and my third place I think it was when Marnie was here. I believe that was the third place. Wait, you just rewatched The Grave of the Fireflies? Are you kidding me? Don't ask me why, okay. But Joe Danson, if you are in the mood for that, please also watch Irreversible, right? Because it is going to destroy your day too. Sadly, you went for Grave of the Fireflies, but next time you wanna do that, go for Irreversible. Oh, House Moving Castle, do you want me to check it? I will check the list. Let me just catch up with the other things we are talking here before I get lost, because this Ghibli movie talk may be long, right? So let me cat up, or wait, breathe. Okay, back to English. Let me just catch up with the rest of the things in here, and then we can jump into it. There we go. Oh boy. Okay, let me see. Man, I missed a lot of things. Wait, you planning to ruin your day this week, Joe Dancing? Okay, let's see how it goes, but be ready for it. It is not an easy movie to digest. And I also would tell you to pay attention. It is one of those movies that it is super rewarding if you pay attention to it. But I cannot say more to it. The snow is melting today. There we go. Maybe some sun is finally shining. It's been a week of ice, sleet, and snow there. The company Ultras works for and his whole team is based out of Dallas. Barely heard from them last week. Probably because of the snow, right? No power. Oh, yeah, there was that too. Yes, I read about they having power outages, no power, internet, water even, and then people dying and lots of flooding. The tower fall. Yeah, the tower card from the tarot. It's about things getting to an end. It's a very dramatic card. Sometimes it can be a very bad card, but at other times it can be a good thing too. That like things are, you know, getting over, so you can move on into something else. Yeah, but it's a very impactful card, so I'm always scared of it when it shows up. And then that's also why I think I had that dream of my building collapsing, because as soon as I woke up, I thought about the tower card. It was like, man, I was dreaming with the freaking tower arcana. But you know also what? It was not too long ago that I was watching a playthrough of Persona 3 on YouTube. And maybe it was even around those days, and then I was also feeling the, let's say, tarot card mechanic in the Persona games in my dreams too, you know. But it was mostly because of my own reading, because my reading gave me the tower card. And to be honest, it was very fitting. I was in a week that I was really trying to get to answers and see if things were continuing to happen or stopping to happen. I was looking for answers. So the homes in Texas are not designed to hold the heat for obvious reasons. So the entire state turned like their heat onto a max, and the electrical grid couldn't take it. The power was shut off, the energy facilities were close to failure, and some near explosion. That is crazy. That was your tower moment, you think? Well, that and the situations in my life too. Like, I was trying to get to conclusions, like, especially with relationships. I was like, man, is this working out? Is this not working out? Should I move on? Should I invest on it? Those things. So it was one of those weeks. Actually, this year, especially January, was a month that I was dealing a lot with that, like reanalyzing my relationships and moving on from some, or I don't know, learning things from some relationships too. Pipes freezing and bursting everywhere, causing massive flooding in buildings' homes, including our head office basement. And Emily is still under some cold weather there. Yeah, Emily, make a lot of hot desserts, some delicious soup. Try to take it like the best way you can, right? Also, by using that Animal Crossing sweater you showed me on Discord, right? Yeah, try to protect yourself from it. Speaking of Animal Crossing, my friend wants to go back to it just because of the Mario items they announced on the Nintendo Direct, and I love the pipes, right? The war pipes they are giving to the game. That was a very creative item. And people dying of hypothermia in their homes apparently, not to mention deathly car crashes since no one has winter tires. Is it any better now? Like, is Texas still under some snow? We're getting snow like every other day. The weather here in Rio is actually very good right now. It hasn't been too hot, and it's not raining that much either. It's been very comfortable. It's been a very comfy and cozy weather. Oh, the Chinese greens are called gailan. It's like the Chinese broccoli. Sing any better than you might get DMC aid. Oh my god, that's hard to say in English. But speaking about DMCA, I do have a topic to talk about later. But first, I'll have my Studio Ghibli talk. It snowed on Wednesday and Thursday and a tiny bit last night. I imagine it's been good for you to sleep, right? Although, don't forget to also try to stay near the window or to go outside for a little bit for some sunbathing, even though the sun may not be there too much, because sunbathing is important. But I imagine it's been good to sleep, probably. I prefer sleeping under a cold weather than sleeping under a hot weather. Something akin to drink the Kool-Aid in Português would be Maria vai com as outras. A pessoa que segue os outros cegamente só porque os outros estão fazendo. Really? So there are two references. One that's crazy dark, that's the code, and the second one that's that idea of like just following what others are doing and doing it because the others are doing without thinking rationally. It's dumb. Well, what sucks is Marco left that band. Yeah, like after almost 20 years or something. They have had three different lead singers, but his vocals are going to be near impossible to replace. I hope they don't have their lead singer just to do his parts, because the whole thing that makes his special is that it's a total contrast to the female lead. Isn't he joining any other band? Martyrs or Martyrs maybe, I'm not sure, is a disturbing one. Do you mean a movie? Oh, The Girl Next Door. I have watched and read The Girl Next Door. Wait. No, 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 never mind. I'm thinking on The Girl on the Train. Yes, I have read the book and I have watched the movie of The Girl Next Train. It's a different one. The Girl Next Door. Wait, wasn't that one in the... It was on the list. Ultras, that movie you were saying, it was on the list that I watched. Yeah, The Girl Next Door. I don't know if I have watched it. I don't think I have. But it was on the list. Oh, there is this anime. It's called Keep Your Hands Off Isoken. It won the Best Director and Best Animation of the Year. They had The Elephant Man on that list too. It's a movie I have heard about. I have seen some scenes of it, but I don't think I have watched it myself. They also mentioned the Razorhead, but they gave the spot to the Elephant Man, also because they said that thanks to the Elephant Man, they kind of understood or realized that they should have an award or an Oscar award for makeup. Is that how it said? Yeah, right, for makeup, because it was a very good makeup on that movie. But when they were talking about the grave of the fireflies, they also showed scenes from another animation movie or animated movie that I do not remember its name, but it was about the impact of the World War in Japan. It was a very gruesome movie, even if it's just an animation. And from the scenes I saw, like, yeah, they were showing like people getting destroyed by the bomb. They were showing some very horrifying things, but I forgot the name of the movie. That was also like, let's also mention this other animated movie that's as dark as The Grave of the Fireflies. Can't remember which one was it though, the name of it. I don't think it was by Studio Ghibli. It was by somebody else. But it looked really disturbing. It won the Best Director and Best Animation of the Year, and the animation is beautiful. It feels a lot like a Ghibli movie. There are some feels like Ghibli movies on Netflix that I need to watch. How about House Moving Castle? I will see where it is on my rankings. I can't remember if I put it on the top 10. Probably I did. House is so good. I liked it more when I rewatched it. Yes. But I don't know if it is that high on my list. I need to check it. It is your favorite recently, but not my favorite of all time. You can't decide your favorite. I do think that depending on the time of your life, you have a different favorite one. For example, when I was rewatching Spirited Away, I saw and I understood a lot of messages that movie was giving to me, but those messages they did not fit the moment I was living. So I was like, yeah, this movie is beautiful, it's great, and it's full of messages, but maybe on a different moment of my life, those messages could make more impact or have a different. Um, they could change me more, or like I could absorb them more if I were going through those situations or those ideas. You know, my moment in my life was a bit different than the moment of the messages of that movie. But I could see that, like, yeah, I see what you're bringing up to me, but it's just that the messages that are being more important to my life right now are the ones from Kiki Delivery Service or maybe the ones from freaking Whispers of the Heart. Yeah, I was living something else, you know. But yes, definitely your favorite can be changing depending of the moment you watch those movies. I want to watch more of them. You were watching them with a friend back in December. I don't know if you have watched The Whispers of the Heart, Emily. That was mind blowing to me. I freaking loved it. How is one of your favorites? The pizza has been ordered. Is it pepperoni? And you also got some wings. I do like tarot cards mostly because of the Persona games. The Persona games were my open door to tarot cards. Joe Dancing right there actually does or learned how to take readings herself. Also, Texas state governor wait did Texans dirty with letting the power companies, like by raising prices. Wait, you hate the Mario collection stuff? Why is that? That's an unpopular opinion. I think the worst of it has passed, but it's still dealing with the issues and the damages that were caused. Wait, Joe Danson is buying a Twin Peaks themed tarot cards? Joe Danson, I wanna see that. It's the major arcana cards. You know what's funny? There is a persona version of those cards too. I need to try buying them at some point. It's still pretty cold there. Some people still don't have power or water. A lot of people pipes burst and a lot of people ended up with so much damage. Are other countries or even the US trying to send people to help them? Like some sort of uh, teams for like rescuing people or something? Because when we have a tragedy like that, sometimes there are voluntaries or teams that get together to save the people, right? Is that happening already? Because you guys are making it sound that it's been very uh, hard or like it's been a big tragedy. So I'm expecting people to start taking actions. Like if Texas is not finding its way out, somebody go there to help it, you know? So Martyrs is about a group of very rich elite people. Oh, so it was a movie. Kidnapping and torturing young women to near death, to put them in a limbo state between being alive and dead, which they believe can give them clues about afterlife. Another movie that I was very curious, and I have heard about that movie before, but I didn't know what it was about. Sadly, I don't know its name in English. Let me get my phone. So I remember the name of the movie in Portuguese. I'm going to Google its name in English. Oh, actually, the name of its movie, or the name of this movie in English, is kind of like a translation from Portuguese. The Skin I Live In. Yeah, that was another movie on that list of like movies you need to only watch once because they are so horrifying they will make you feel uneasy or something. The Skin I Live On. Have you guys watched that one? They gave me a summary of that movie and I was like, are you freaking kidding me? This is so messed up. But it also made me curious to watch that craziness. But yeah, that's another very disturbing movie, right? The Skin I Live On. To put them in a limbo state between being alive and dead, which they believe can give them clues about afterlife. Speaking of that too, you guys are bringing up topics that I have tons of things to talk about. I tried to start watching the Netflix series that's going to be about the afterlife. Like I pressed play for the first episode, but I stopped it right away. I only watched like 5 minutes. I need to do it again. But I may be watching more of it, probably this next week. I don't know the name of the Netflix series or documentary in English, but it is going to talk about that, the afterlife and people that had near death experiences. So maybe I'll be able to be talking about that on the next week. Which they believe can give them clues about the afterlife. So they are trying to understand what happens after you die. I hope that movie is. Wait, maybe you have talked to me before about that movie? Because weren't you kind of disappointed because they were bringing up that topic but not giving you conclusions or like some answers or approaches? That sounds familiar now because I was going to ask you that. Like, I was hoping that that movie, even though it's like disturbing and messed up and everything, could put you to thinking about the afterlife. And maybe it can put you to think, but maybe they could be more direct about some ideas or give some interpretations to things. But then I just got a deja vu that I think you told me about that movie before, and you were disappointed that they did not jump into conclusions or interpretations, or they couldn't be too direct into that idea. And then maybe you liked the movie but not as much because in the end they were vague, and then nobody gave you anything. Am I mistaken? Because I just got that deja vu right now. So they are trying to understand what happens after you die, and then the girl next door is about two girls that go to live with their aunt and many boy cousins after their parents died, and they are abused, plus a small love story with the boy from next door based in the 50s. I think that's the movie, but I let me Google it. That it's full of kids, right? And then they are all hiding a secret, because I saw a movie like that, and I think that's the one that they listed. And I remember seeing a lot of kids in that movie. That's like, what? How are they making this disturbing story with so many kids? And maybe the kids were the criminals even. So that's how I felt from the scenes I saw from that video. And also, it also had a pacing based in the past, like the 50s. You were saying maybe that's the one. I will show you. Alright, Joe Dancing, I do want to see that. And Joe Dancing, have you checked anything about the Chinese horoscope? Because we had the Chinese New Year's happening recently. Just out of curiosity, I was watching some videos about it, and I learned that my Chinese horoscope is actually the snake or the serpent. And I also liked the story for the existence of the Chinese horoscope. It seems that there is a story or a tale about Buddha, and how Buddha like invited all animals to a certain celebration for the New Year's or New Year's celebration, but only 12 animals could make to the, let's say, party. And then the order those animals got to the party is the order of the years of the Chinese horoscope, and each animal has an element as well, but then I don't know too much about those elements. But I was like impressed by this tale of like Buddha invited the animals, but only 12 animals could join the party, and they were the rat, the ox, the dragon, the serpent, and then the dog, the goat as well, the pig. I was like, man, there is some lore to this. But yes, I also checked my tarot reading for my Chinese horoscope, because the tarot reader that I follow, he make a video for that because people seemed interested. And he also told me a little bit about the serpent Chinese horoscope, which is mine, and I liked it. It seems that people from the serpent, they are resourceful. Like, even though they may not be able to, I don't know, they are like the MacGyvers. Basically, the impression I got is like being a MacGyver or being creative, to find solutions or to work with what they have, to be resourceful, basically. So I was like, yeah, maybe I'm a little bit like that. We may not like have everything we need, but we can totally work with what we have. So I did like that interpretation for the serpent horoscope. So yeah, I'm just throwing it in there. You said that you have not checked the Chinese horoscope, but it was interesting to me. Like I did like what I saw. So if you're curious, to try learning a little bit more about it. You're a horse. Yeah, I don't know about the other horoscopes yet, but Let's see if it is also a horoscope that will fit you, right? Hopefully it fits you. No, the US just recently declared that it's a state of emergency. I would imagine there are some form of agencies assisting people in some way, but who knows? Well, if it is now a state of emergency, totally people need to go there and be helping people, right? But they waited a while to declare it an emergency. Mayor stated that only they. What? Oh my freaking god. That's so depressing. Hopefully, people will remember those names and then they will not elect the mayor or those politicians for the next years because come on. Ted Cruz went to Mexico. Isn't it beautiful? Like, yeah, your population is dying here, suffering and everything, and then you go to Mexico. First of all, you should not go to Mexico out of nowhere during a pandemic. Second, not during your state being under a snowstorm. And then he was bullied into coming back by people on Twitter. Of course, right? Now it puts you to think about the effed up things billionaires get to do that you don't even want to know about. Yeah, right. I remember you not getting too many answers out of the afterlife idea of that movie. Gabriel is an Earth Dragon. Also, hi Scap, how are you? Yeah, this is the year of the Silver Ox. I'm not sure how the silver or, why are they saying it like that either. I don't know if there are like some sort of colors that change the horoscope because it seems that this is the Silver Ox year. And what was it about again? I'm trying to remember. I think it was a very positive year for people to like um, kind of harvest what they have started. I think that was the basic idea of this year. It's going to be the year for you to harvest the things you have started sowing in the past, right? Hopefully, I said it right in English because I'm using verbs that I'm not sure how to use them. I'm thinking on Tears for Fears right now, sowing the seeds of love. And then sowing is the verb I'm looking for, right? To sow for you to harvest. Yeah, so hopefully Tears for Fear is the best English teachers right now. Thank you for that. I love you. Please come back to Rio. And then I can go to another concert of yours. Yeah, that's the idea I got from this year. Like you're going to get the things you started in the past, and then that's why people have been hyped for it because they are looking for results, right? They are looking for conclusions. But maybe those conclusions are more in a, let's say, physical way than like spiritual way. But I'm not sure. Yeah, it's the year of the metal ox. Maybe it's about the elements. Yeah, maybe it's about those elements. They have metal. They even have wood. Wood is one of the elements of the Chinese horoscope. Metal, wood, maybe fire, and some other ones. Yeah, I feel for Texas. Never thought I would be saying that. Nobody deserves a tragedy, right, Scap? So even if you have some, I don't know, trouble with people from there, nobody really deserves what they are going through. You're a metal horse? I don't know my element. I only know I'm a serpent. Each year has also its elements. Yeah, I need to see what they are about. But I did like what they told me regarding the serpent, even though at first I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm a serpent? Am I poisonous? Am I toxic? Well, at least they told me the positive thing about it that's like, you are resourceful, and I can see that. So let me build this and go a little bit back to the game. Oh no, I still need to talk about the Ghibli movies, right? Okay, let's have the Ghibli movie talk, and then I will probably finally make something on this game today. But like I was saying, we don't need to worry. This level is timeless. There is no limit. I'm saving up money and then I build everything. I'm getting new rides too. That's all good. And it's been a good chatting as well, so why worry, right? Although I did lose a lot of people. Yeah, and that's impacting on my right tickets in here. Okay, let me go back to the advertisement. There we go. Now let me get my phone and I will check the Ghibli movie list that I started to fill with my ranking, right, for the movies. All right, so far on my Studio Ghibli binging or marathon, I have watched or rewatched 14 movies. My last place one was the Cagliostro Castle. I'm not sure if that's its name in English. I thought it was just an okay movie. It's the one with Lupin Third or Lupin the Third. It was an adventure, normal, basic movie. Maybe I should give it another chance to see if I could get something else from it, from or like something extra from the first time I watched it. Because some of these movies, when I rewatch them, I like them more. Maybe that could be the case for this one too. Then my 13th movie was the one that I watched recently, which was The Wind Rises. The reason why I put it back there was because I thought it was a very specific, serious, kind of boring, but not boring in a bad way. But I will explain that. It's a bit boring movie because it felt very close to real life as well. But at the same time, real life is boring. You know what I mean? That's why it is boring, but not in a bad way, because it is kind of related to life. It's about like how someone dreams on achieving objectives and working with what they love, and then how it's a hard way for you to do that. In this case, it's a very specific story about engineering and then building planes and stuff. But you know, seeing that work and that process, it's like demanding, it's tiring, but it's at the same time beautiful because it is close to life. Like, yeah, real life is like this too. It's boring, you need to study a lot, you need to work hard. So that's why I'm saying it's not like that in a bad way, but there may be those that will like get annoyed and not enjoy that movie at all. So because it is too specific, I put it there. But the greatest thing about it, The Wind Rises, was the visual and the art of it. It was like a very freaking beautiful movie, in my opinion. Like maybe one of my favorites regarding the visuals. But yeah, the story and like the journey of this character was like very demanding because he wanted to be an engineer. You see a lot of engineering, you see a lot of math, you see like they working a lot, studying a lot, so it is a bit boring. Yes, it is very slow paced. I agree, it is very slow paced, but I liked it because it was beautiful to the eyes mostly, and also, let's say, thankfully, I did study some engineering before, so I could relate a little bit to what he was going for. but I was like thinking that that was not a movie for everybody. You know, it's not one of the movies that I would be recommending to people. Not from the Ghibli movies. I would probably have others to recommend, and then that's why I put it on 13th position on my listing here. Gabriel is saying that in the Zodiac story, the celestial race, the dragon, gave the serpent a ride until the end of the race, otherwise it would get trampled by the others. Oh, really? Near the finishing line, the serpent tried to reach it first, but the celestial gods saw that. And then that's why the serpent comes after the dragon in the horoscope, huh? So there is more to that story. I need to check the whole story then. At least it's not as hard hitting as the Grave of the Fireflies. I'll need to rewatch that, and I'm concerned about that. You could, or I should post the list in the chat. Okay, but I don't know all of their names in English. But I can do that, sure. The number 14 thing here was... I can also post that on Discord, Emily. I can post that later on Discord, is that okay? Maybe it's better for me to post that in there. But this one that I'm talking about right now, it's called The Wind Rises. I'm pretty sure that's its name in English, The Wind Rises. It is a beautiful looking movie, but be ready for a slow-paced movie and a very specific movie too about engineering, airplanes. You know, they really go all in into that. It's not only that, there is a love story too, but it's not the focus, I would say. Maybe not for most part of the movie. Anyway, moving on, my number 12 is Porco Rosso. And I liked Porco Rosso because it was a somewhat silly movie. There is a connection between Porco Rosso and this one that I just said, The Wind Rises, because they both are about flying and airplanes and everything. But Porco Rosso did it more in a more lighter way, or in a more funny way too. But at the same time, it was not a very, let's say, deep movie or thoughtful movie. It was just a nice movie to see and to watch in a, lazy afternoon, but that's it. You are not going to think about that movie too much. So that's why it's in there. But it's a good vibes movie as well. More than The Wind Rises. Then my number 11th was La Puta, right? I think it's called La Puta in English, like the castle in the sky or something. That movie surprised me because... Actually, because of the connections I did myself between that movie and Sonic and Knuckles, believe it or not. There are so many things in common between those two things that I really like to realize it. But yeah, regarding the movie itself, it's just an adventure story. And it's also kind of beautiful too, especially on the second half of it when they are visiting the island. But it was not a very strong movie to me. Like, it was just a normal adventure movie, but I extra liked it because of how much I thought about Sonic by watching that movie. And then my number 10th was the Cat Returns, right? Which was a movie that Joe Dancing recommended to me. Well, that movie was also cute, it was beautiful, it was like another fun story. But again, not too deep, not too thoughtful. It was just an easy-going movie for you to watch in an afternoon, but I did like it too. Then my number 9th was My Neighbor Totoro, because once again, it's another cute, fun, easygoing movie, cheerful movie. Now that I rewatched it this week, I could notice the soundtrack of it more, and then that's my highlight for it. The soundtrack was my favorite out of the movie. And I also would say that My Neighbor Totoro had a very good length, because maybe if that movie was longer than what it is, I could get more annoyed by it. But no, it's a short movie, and making another comparison to games, you know those games that are good for you to get when you don't have a lot of time, but you can have the full-on experience of those on those games in like a single day. For example, Portal 1 or Banjo Kazooie. I thought about that on that movie, on My Neighbor Totoro. I felt like, man, this is a good movie that's complete in a short amount of hours, and it has like the right amount of minutes it needs. Because if it goes extra, it could get more annoying than what it is. And you know why I'm saying that? Because the story or the plot of My Neighbor Totoro doesn't make like a lot of sense, or it's not deep. And because it goes fast, like the movie goes fast, you do not see yourself thinking too much about the story. Because if you do that, you see that the story, like, what's the story? There is no story basically. Or it is just like a family moving to a house and living next to a forest. The forest is magical. They meet magical creatures, and that's it. So the plot's like, not too interesting or like not too amazing. But because the movie goes fast, you kind of enjoy the ride, and then you do not think too much about those things the plot's talking about. And the music is what got me the most, but also by the end of it, I really liked how they had scenes from the same day at different times. Like, you could see it that day during the morning, during the afternoon, and during the night. And the nature on that day looked beautiful, like outstanding to your eyes. But I would still give number one position to the music. I love the music of My Neighbor Totoro. But yeah, the plot, like I said, I don't know. I thought the plot was like, what the heck is going on? What am I watching? But you don't think too much about it because the movie goes fast. Then number 8, I gave it to Nausicaa. And Nausicaa surprised me a lot because of its ending. It was probably one of the endings that impacted me the most so far. It was like a very beautiful scene near the end that I still remember today. But in general, I did not love that movie that much, like crazy. But it's still a good adventure movie, and it's one of those movies they criticize things about people and how people fight each other or fight nature or destroy nature and stuff. Yeah, it was a good movie for you to think about that. Just like Princess Mononoke or Mononoke Princess, but that's higher on my list. Because my next one, number 7, is From Up on Poppy Hill. That movie surprised me a lot because maybe just like Whispers of the Heart, I actually made a comparison. What was the other movie? Oh yeah, actually that movie From Up on Poppy Hill reminded me of my two favorite movies so far, Whispers of the Heart and Kiki's Delivery Service. I thought it was like a blend of those two into a single movie, but not as strong as the other two. So I did like From Up on Poppy Hill because I saw things on it about Whispers of the Heart and Kiki's Delivery Service. And I also like that movie because it was by the son of Miyazaki. It was by his son that I don't know his name though. And it was a very cheerful movie. It has like a scene that they go downhill. They go down from Poppy Hill. That scene is amazing. Like, it's so easy for you to get into that movie during that scene when they are going downhill by riding a bike. I like there is a mystery going on in that movie too that they try to figure out. I like the connections between the people working together, to get to the same goal. It is a very good movie. Like, it's not like too deep on its ideas or thoughts, but it's nice. Like, it makes you happy. It makes you feel glad or good when you're watching it. And I liked because I could make those comparisons to the other two movies I also like. So my number six or my sixth movie is Mononoke Princess. And the big reason why I'm giving it to it is mostly because of its beginning, I think. I think that it's one of the best beginnings of animated movies I have seen. There is a powerful music that plays in one very beautiful looking day scene. Like it's during the day in the mountains, you see the green of the place, and then there is this epic sounding Lord of the Rings like music playing. I remember feeling chills on my spine when that scene happened. So because that scene was so beautiful to me or so impactful to me, but also because of the story and everything else that happened in that movie. But my favorite was that scene in the beginning. I gave it this position of six, right? Six. Then number five to me was House Moving Castle. So House Moving Castle did it to my top five. Yeah, House Moving Castle was another beautiful movie. It had its messages as well. It has a lot to do with like not everything that you see is all good or all bad. Everything is kind of mixed up. Like everybody has a good and a bad side and stuff. And then there is the crazy thing that happens, the plot twist that happens by the end of it. But it's a very magical and fantasious movie, so I liked it for that too, right? And Rip Merry-Go-Round, I missed you getting broken. It's always a good time. Oh, never mind, I got wrong on my number 3, right? When I said it earlier. But before I get to my number 3, number 4 to me was When Marnie Was Here. That movie surprised me a lot because I really liked the plot of it. I liked the ending as well, it was a very good ending. And I don't know, I liked the place they created, the atmosphere of the movie. But mostly the ending. I was feeling great when the movie ended, or I thought it was a very good ending. And it's a very important message too about memories. It's a very good movie, memories and family. Then my number 3 was Spirited Away. Even though I did not really absorb all of the messages of that movie right away because I was living a different moment in my life, I saw those messages. I also noticed like tiny details on that movie that, were very like Easter eggs or something. And I was amazed by its locations, especially the bathhouse. I was thinking, oh my god, this bathhouse should be a dungeon in a video game. But not only that, also the exterior part, the freaking railroad in the middle of water, in the water. It's a beautiful part as well of the movie. It is a very complete movie, but it just didn't get me too much because of how my life was going on at the moment. And then my second place is for Whispers of the Heart. I do not remember watching any movie recently that has made me so happy. Because that's what that movie is about, in my opinion. It is one of those movies, one of those cheesy movies that you watch it, and if it gets you, you feel like you think it's very relatable, or it will give you a very positive energy. It's not only about happiness, by the way, but because of your connection to the situations and the characters and how things go for most of part of it, you do get a lot of happiness out of it. It's like the good side of your life, or of life in general, that in order for you to have fun and enjoy it, you gotta deal with its problems, of course, but you also gotta appreciate the simple things and the cheesy parts of your life. So it was beautiful, and I connected myself to that movie a lot too because of its scenes of appreciating nature, like the moments where the character stops everything she's doing to like look at the sun or like to go to a certain place to see the view of it. That's something that I do a lot in my life, and I was like, man, I miss doing that in Rio, or like, thanks to the pandemic, I'm only in my house, you know. So yeah, it was one movie that I connected myself to it a lot. And my first place was Kiki's Delivery Service because its message surprised me a lot. It hit me so hard, and it's a very charming, beautiful. I love its characters. I especially loved its message, and I could never imagine that movie would bring that up. Like when I started watching the movie, I was like, okay, this is going to be a cute looking movie, and that's it. Maybe an adventure here and there, maybe some funny situations, and then suddenly there is a twist, and I was like, I cannot believe this movie is going on this direction now. And it was a very relatable direction they gave to the movie. And also there was one music that I really liked in that movie. It was the music that plays when the main character, Kiki, is talking about the painting or the art of her friend. Man, that movie that music, I really fell in love for it. So because of all of that, and because I was not expecting or predicting what would happen to me by watching that movie, that's why it's my favorite so far. I hardly think there will be one that's going to beat it, but at the same time, I don't know anything about the other movies I need to watch, but The Grave of the Fireflies, so I can get surprises still, right? Like Whispers of the Heart freaking surprised me a lot. Imagine an animator's life. Well, I know that Hayao is like a big fan of airplanes and the desire to fly, and maybe The Wind Rises was his movie for him to put that to everybody to really see it, you know? He does that like in many of his movies, but that was his specific one because he really went all in on that one. But yes, I did see that he's working on a new film. It's been in progress for several years. They have released some things about it, right? Some information about it. And intentionally, the production is progressing very slowly. Maybe even now because of the pandemic. Is that the bug one? The bug one? I do not remember any of the movies about bugs. But there we go. I finally told everybody about the movies I have watched so far. And then probably I will be watching the one that has the ocean on its title. I don't know how it's called. Or Ponyo. I'm thinking about those two for the next. Especially because Ponyo is a short movie too, just like Totoro. So it won't take many hours. Okay, so let me see what the heck happened in here. I got more coasters. I lost a lot of people. I got an award. I got the wooden roller coaster even. Okay, I still need to build a cotton candy stall, the circus. They are giving me some more transportation rides, I don't need them. And that's it. Ponyo is beautiful. I will see if I watch it this week then. It looks short, so I can totally fit it somewhere in my week. Okay, so let's go for the cotton candy. Oh, I also need to have this, right? The t-shirt. Does somebody wanna get or pick a color for the t-shirts? Any color you wish? I will need to change the prices for this. I'm going to place it right here. I kinda like that purple right now. But I can change the color if somebody wants a different color. Red or pink? Let's have both. Okay, we have the pink shirt stall now, but I can have red too. Let's put the red stall somewhere else. Maybe on the other side of the park. Maybe here actually. Yeah, it's already red, so let's go. You were talking about Nausicaa? Oh! Yeah, it is the bug one. Yes, I mean, an extra large bug, it's that one, yes. And the ending of that movie was very beautiful. Like, breathtaking, in my opinion. Yeah, it had the bugs, yeah. But because they were like big bugs, I was not making the connection before. Because normally you think about small bugs, right? Just like the Aerosmith song, I probably have mentioned in the past that I don't like Aerosmith. Even though I should listen to more songs because there was one day that I was bringing this up and then I was told that not every song by them sound the same. And that's correct because I remember hearing one of them that was like, okay, this is not too bad. But their famous songs, I hate them. Like, I don't like his voice pretty much. How is he called? Mick Jagger? Is it Mick Jagger? It's Mick Jagger, right? The Aerosmith singer? I don't like his voice. Pink, it's the color of passion. From the horoscope things and like... It's not Mick Jagger? Oh yes, it's Steven Tyler. Mick Jagger is from Rolling Stones then, right? Yeah, it's Steven Tyler, that's right. I forgot that guy's name. You like their Honkin' on Bobo Blues cover album? Aaron's dead. You're right, isn't it? Man, it's so crazy. Okay, I will hate him less because of that. I'm looking for this Honkin' on Bobo uh, cover here. But I don't like his voice. I think he's so exaggerated. Like, I don't know. I have some problem when I see him singing. Maybe it's the way his voice keeps on changing its pitch or something. I don't want to close my eyes. I don't know. It's so weird. Or that other one as well, crazy. I can't. Cause I'm crazy. And then I imagine him like putting his tongue out of his mouth when he's singing it. I don't like it. I'm sorry. But I know there was one song that I liked, or at least I thought that this is not too bad. But his popular songs I can't. Honking on Bobo Blues. Wait, is that a... Okay, this is a very nice album cover. How is this in English again? I completely forgot the name of this musical instrument in English, but I do like it. Yeah, he has a large mouth and a big tongue, right? And then every time I imagine him singing, I imagine his tongue out of his mouth. And then I don't know, there is something about that that makes me unsettled. But also the different ways that his voice changes when he's singing those two songs. Crazy and I don't wanna miss a thing, I think. His voice goes all to all volumes that I can't like it. How is this freaking called in English again? I forgot. But it's a very good instrument. Steven Tyler, don't wanna miss a thing. That's one hell of a. You think so, Ultras? Everybody thinks so, right? It's just me that I don't like his voice. But you can't stand AC/DC? Really? I heard one of AC/DC's songs because of Victor. I did not hate it. You like the band, but the AC/DC's vocals can get obnoxious? Oh my god, maybe Victor sent me one good song then. If I like Alice Cooper, I don't know anything about Alice Cooper. Poison is one of her favorite songs. You can see my face while singing that, Emily. Nice. You see, that's why we don't need a webcam that much. But I will try to find one. Also, hi Snack, how are you? Can you imagine Auron's dad walking out in Lord of the Rings and it's just Steven Tyler? It's funny because as soon as you guys said that he was her father, I totally could see like her face looking like her father's face. So now it's not too hard for me to picture Steven Tyler there as well with her. But yeah, if he was showing up out of nowhere and then I was not remembering that she was her daughter, I could be impacted by that, or like I could be surprised by that. I don't wanna hold you close. You saw them live once, Scab. Absolutely worth hearing that high note in Drain On. Drain On to me is a music by the Chemical Brothers, and I love that song because it used to be one of my favorite songs actually. Very chill, relaxing, dreamy electronic music. Probably nobody knows which song I'm talking about though. You're not huge on Aerosmith yourself, but if you had to choose one, it would be Aerosmith over AC/DC. I wish Victor was still here so he could remind me which was the song that he sent me. Yeah, there was one song that he sent me that was like, I have heard this before and this sounds very classic or like very trendy. But I do not remember which one it was. But you get irritated when you hear their music? Well, that's me with Steven Tyler then. Okay, let me also drop the prices for this. Okay, so let's continue the topic that we were talking a little bit, but we did not go full in on it so far. Although we talked about some couple things. Wait, which one is RollerCoaster 4? Oh, it is this one, okay. The Nintendo Direct. What did you guys think about it? I have two things to say about my feelings towards it. First of all, just before it started, I was not feeling too happy because I faced some trouble in the Pokemon game that I was playing, so I was like feeling a bit down or disappointed. So I was like not in a very good mood for the Direct. So I think that also made me not enjoy it that much. But the second thing was that most announcements were not really to me per se. Like I felt like many of those announcements made people happy out in the world, but not really me, you know. It was not a bad Direct, but yes, most of it was like, I'm happy for the fans. Basically, that was my reaction. But there were two things that I was happy to kind of predict. Even though I did not say that to you all, I said that only to a friend of mine in the day that the Direct was happening. I was like, I have two bets for this Direct. One is Mario Golf. I was really feeling a Mario Golf game and then we got it. So I was happy. It was probably my happiest moment. I was like, yes, I felt this. I knew it. I was super cheerful for Mario Golf to be there. And I really like the new online feature they came up with. Not online, multiplayer, right? We need to see if it's going to be online. Hopefully it will. But the multiplayer, like free for all Clash Golf multiplayer mode. I thought that was amazing. Very fun, wacky, and crazy. And my other prediction or hope was for a new Phoenix Wright announcement. In the end, I did not get that, even though there were rumors thanks to some leaks that people got from Capcom. Some people got some leaks of like a collection of some exclusive Japanese Phoenix Wright games or spin-off Phoenix Wright games that were released only in Japan. So I was like, finally those games are getting to the getting to America or getting like worldwide. But they did not announce that or anything Phoenix Wright related. But they did announce the Famicom Detective Club games that I have never heard about in my life. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, is this Phoenix Wright in another name? So I took that. I was like, okay, I'm not getting my Phoenix Wright, but this looks as good as that. Even the music of that game sound a lot like Phoenix Wright. So yes, I never heard of those Famicom Detective games, but now I was very curious about them. I was just sad that they were releasing them in different games instead of having a bundle or a pack or a collection. It would make more sense to me. But I'm hoping they won't be expensive games. And they looked really good. I don't know if you guys also think like that. I don't even know what that is. The Nintendo Direct? Yeah, it is the presentation, and it's been like more than a year since the last. It was in 2019, the last big Nintendo Direct with like reviews and announcements of the games of this year. Yeah, it was a presentation. So there were good things, but not to me, like I was saying. There were good announcements. For example, the last announcement was of Splatoon 3. But do I play Splatoon? I do not. But I'm pretty sure some people out there were freaking hyped. Even the Smash news we got, which was from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, it was like Mitra and Pyra. I'm happy for the fans, but I'm still not a fan myself of Xenoblade. Subri saying that the direct was kinda shit. I don't know, I don't think so. I mean, maybe it could be more hype, but there were a couple good things in there, like they just didn't give us what we really wanted. For example, this next week, I'm full hype for big Pokemon news because it's going to be the Pokemon anniversary. Actually, I think it's on the 27th, so maybe I'll need to wait a little bit more than a week. But big news regarding Pokemon are happening. Maybe they could have announced or teased us a little bit right now. They could. But I'm hoping they decided to not do that, so this next week can surprise us with Pokemon news, you know? But yes, if Pokemon news were in this direct already, I would feel like blasted, hopefully, because I don't expect them to ruin my next big Pokemon game. Like, I'm hoping for it to be a Pokemon remake, like a remake of Pokemon Platinum, Pearl, and Diamond. Hopefully they won't be ruining it. But I would even be happy to see more of Pokemon Snap, like, even if they were not announcing Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum right now. If they were giving me more Pokemon Snap news, I would take that. But I think they are saving it for the next days. Like this week maybe. So you'll see how is that going to be. Scap, yes, Scap, for example, is bringing up the other two things that surprised me on that direct. I did like the Last of Mana remaster they are releasing for the Switch. And that was my first time seeing more about the Sega Frontier games. I have only heard some couple songs once of that franchise, but I never knew or saw anything about the games. After this direct, I was like, I wanna play this. So yes, there were some minor announcements in there, like not big names or remakes and remasters and those things, like smaller titles. But I did like them, like the Last of Mana remaster, the Sega Frontier remaster, the one that I brought up earlier, that was the Outer Wilds game that I always assumed it was not a game to me, but as soon as I knew more about that game, I was like, this sounds like an interesting idea of living up different cycles to learn what's going on about the universe, why is it getting destroyed. I am interested on those things, or that sounds like a very good plot to me. Yeah, those minor announcements were positive to me, but the big announcements were not hype to me. Like Splatoon 3, Pyre Mitra, I'm happy for the fans. Although there was a big announcement as well from Square Enix. Let's not forget about the Project Triangle Strategy. I think that's its title so far, right? Project Triangle Strategy. There we go. Is it looking like a fantastic game? It is. Is it a game for me? Not yet. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people were like, oh my god, it's Final Fantasy Tactics with like graphics from Octopath Saga or Octopath Path, right? Octopath. Wait, Is it Octo? How is that game called again? Traveler. There we go. It's not Octopath Path. Octopath Traveler. So everybody was like, Jesus, I need to play this. And I was like, this looks good, but it's still not my thing. But I'm not like fully hating it because I'm still hoping that someday I will enter that life of strategy RPG games. It's just that I'm still not living it. But yeah, like that game looked great. Even though it's not for me. Splatoon 3 looked great, even though it's not for me. That's why I'm saying that I don't think the Direct was shit. It's just that it was not for me. That's the thing. But no, the games in there, they are looking fantastic. Somebody there is happy. Oh yeah, and then there was a Skyward Sword announcement. Thank goodness they are doing something better for the motion controls and the option for you to play it with your controller. But like I was also talking about earlier with Victor, it's not a Zelda game that makes me hyped. There is something besides the motion control issues that people say about or talk about that, I don't know, maybe it's the graphics, maybe it's the colors of the game that I'm like, they are not too cheerful colors, they are kind of, I don't know, not too flashy but a bit boring. There is something on that game that doesn't get to me, but I hope that the day I play it I will be surprised by it. But Scappa was also talking about Zelda earlier, and maybe you did not hear this before, right? So let me tell you that there are some big rumors out there that it seems that Nintendo will also be bringing up Twilight Princess and Wind Waker at some point to the Switch. I hope that's right. Even though maybe by now everybody has played those games already. Although I did not play Twilight Princess yet, I do hope they get released again on Switch, right? So there are some rumors from somewhat reliable sources, it seems, that Twilight Princess and Wind Waker will be ported to the Switch at some point. Those Joy-Cons are mine though. Yeah, those Joy-Cons, I like their idea of like one is the shield, one is the sword, that's a good idea. Emily is surprised I'm not a fan of Splatoon. I don't know. I never played it at the same time, right? So maybe if I play it once I could like it more. but it never appealed to me. Yeah, it is a lot of anniversaries. Isn't it Metroid's anniversary too? Yeah, right? Yeah, it is Metroid's anniversary as well. Subway is saying that Saga Frontier has died on PlayStation 1 from what he used to think. Yeah, I'm not sure how many Saga Frontier games that are there or are out there, but I really liked what I saw. I never knew it was like that, especially regarding having multiple perspectives depending on the character you play as. That sounds like a very interesting idea plus replayability. Plus the sci-fi placing, like a futuristic city and everything. That can be interesting for me to play as well. So this direct opened my eyes to some, let's say, minor games like Outer Wilds, Last of Mana, Saga Frontier. And let's not forget that we had a prediction in here, like the game developers heard us. Because maybe you do remember, if you have been watching my streams, that we had a talk once about how was there not a single dodgeball game, right? And they finally gave it to us. X5 even brought that up on Discord that, did you see they brought the freaking dodgeball game now on this direct? Yes! Maybe it's looking different than what I was expecting or hoping for, but it's a start. Finally somebody is making a dodgeball game somewhere. I just don't like how it looks a lot like, I don't know, Fortnite. Maybe I would prefer different graphics or a different approach. But hey, it's still a dodgeball game, I take it. It's a beginning. It's better than not having it, I guess. You wanna play Octopath Traveler? Me too. Mostly because of the music. People have also been saying that the music of Octopath Traveler is like amazing, and it probably is. But I did hear some things about the plot that some people were not too happy about. But I'm curious for the music the most. The dodgeball game was called Knockout City, I think. You want to play Final Fantasy Tactics? You also haven't played it, man? Yes, I don't know if I will. Maybe I will like it, but not love it. But the last time I played that strategy game, that was Transistor, and Transistor surprised me positively. I was not expecting for me to like that game that much. So maybe I can have some higher hopes of enjoying a strategy RPG game. But you know, a good game for me to have that first contact with the genre? Pokemon Conquest. I love Pokemon. Everybody say great things about this Pokemon Conquest game. Maybe I have a problem with its idea of being a Japanese feudal game, yeah, like a historical game. Not my favorite thing ever, but it's still Pokemon, I can see myself playing it. And I do think that's going to be a good start for me. If I play Pokemon Conquest, and then if I really like it, I may see myself into other RPG strategy games, maybe Final Fantasy Tactics. Where is the circus? Okay, let's find a place for it. Yes, I heard bad things about the plot of Octopath. Maybe some people were not surprised by it. I don't know. But I'm hyped mostly for the music. I did hear only great things about the music. There are things you loved about Skyward Sword, but it was needlessly long and hand-holding. Wait, what do you mean by hand-holding? What is that adjective? If you say that something is hand holding, wait, do you mean hand holding by like being too easy or like being too tutorial like? Yeah, that's what it means, right? It's like they do not let you have freedom or do whatever you want because they're always holding your hand. I love how I almost said hand in your hold. Maybe that exists in English too, like hand in your hold. No, they're always holding your hand so you cannot really go there and do whatever you want and explore it and everything. Yeah, maybe I can get the idea now. You're going to continue Persona 5? Dude, you gotta. It's such a good game. But I also should say that I do think you are going to enjoy it, don't get me wrong. But I cannot say if Persona 5 will be the best Persona for you to play. Because, for example, Pilot heard me talking to him about like play Persona, you need to play Persona, you will love Persona and everything, and he started playing Persona with Persona 5, and he got to a moment on Persona 5 that of course I won't say anything, but it kind of did not work well for him, that made him kind of stop the game. But then he now has been playing Persona 3, and then he has been enjoying Persona 3 much more. So yeah, you gotta continue Persona 5, but hopefully it will not give you like uh, I don't know, annoying moments or bad triggers. Hopefully you're going to enjoy it, but maybe there will be another Persona game that could be better depending on your taste or something. I don't know. I also don't understand, or I don't fully understand the reasons why Pilot got so, let's say, disappointed, angry, or tired of that one moment on Persona 5. I'm not sure what was the trigger for him in there, but now he has been loving Persona 3 like crazy, so maybe, I don't know, there may be different Persona games for different people. I like them all, and my favorite is Persona 3, but it's totally not a perfect game. But it does have its uniqueness, especially about the darker pacing of it. But yeah, you gotta continue Persona 5 because so far at least you were really liking it. But you're on that like it, not loving it level right now. Yeah, it is understandable. Maybe it's also about what happened to Pilot. Like there was a part of it that he was like, okay, but I'm not really loving it that much. And then he started another Persona game, and then he's enjoying it much more. Yeah, that's not a good start. But the music is killer. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Shoji Meg. Oh, he's in here. I was just talking about him. Hi, Pilot. How are you? Pilot, can you, without spoiling it, of course, because Scap is also trying to finish or to continue playing Persona 5, but can you kind of tell us what made you stop from playing it? Because I honestly still didn't understand it. But I can see people like connecting themselves to different Persona games the most because they are very different. They follow the same formula, but they are very different on its story, on its way of going on its atmosphere, and everything, right? So, yeah, Escape is kind of stuck right now in the beginning of Persona 5, and I know you stopped it in like mid playthrough or something, but now you're enjoying Persona 3 much more. And I was telling him that it may happen. Like maybe Persona 5 won't be your favorite, or like you won't love it that much because Pilot, for example, he also did not finish the game because he got stuck in there and he lost his hype for it. I did summon him out of nowhere, wasn't it? So it is like a tutorial thing, like telling you what to do throughout the game. Link, your hearts are low. Watch out! Listen! Oh yeah, and then it's extra annoying because in Skyward Sword it's freaking Fee, right? And she keeps on transforming and like appearing. I imagine that cutscene of her appearing every time can be very annoying. Maybe more than Navi, right? It took years for you to want to get past Skyrim's intro, but now that you have spent hours on that game. Yeah, we were talking about Persona 5. You hit a part in the Persona game that I know which part you are talking about, but I still don't get why that happened to you. But that's fine, like it can happen. Yes, you hated one of the characters. Hey, listen! There are just other games you want to get on. Earthbound Alundra is a game that I need to play as well because my nickname in the past was also Alundra. If you don't know this so far, you should though. I'm kidding. My name is pronounced Alan, right? And there was this one high school friend of the past that used to call me Alundra. And I never played that game, but from what I have seen, it's a good game. So I have been called as Alundra once, so I need to also check that game out for that. Suikoden 2 and LOM. Last of Mana, right? Yeah. And Final Fantasy Tactics. I will be playing next Cosmic Star Heroine. Maybe you should add that game to your list to Scap and also Pilot, because you guys are Chrono Trigger fans. I heard only good things about Cosmic Star Heroine, about it being very close to Chrono Trigger. That may be my next game. But my next big RPG will be Golden Sun. And then after Golden Sun, I'm thinking about playing Dragon Quest. I was also considering playing either Suikoden 1 or... how is that other one? Wild Arms. Yes, Wild Arms. But because I have been more hyped for Dragon Quest recently, mostly thanks to the anime that I'm watching, I'm thinking about bringing up Dragon Quest sooner, and then probably after Golden Sun. By the way, let me at least build a circus in here because I was saying that I would be finishing this part today, but I did not do anything and my time is running up. Or running out, actually. It's running out. Maybe I'll be playing this park again next time. Okay, that's a place for it. Although... Wait a minute. Okay, I have a better idea in here. You can't go there, but you can go up, right? You can't? Okay, never mind, this is bad, but can I do this? I also can't. So, okay, go back to the original strategy. And then maybe I can do this now, right? Okay, there we go. And then you make this turn. Yes, there we go. It's all about logistics. We finally have a new ride in here today. Not just food stall and t-shirt stalls. But yeah, I made it about halfway through the game, mostly because of an initially interesting concept, and the game just oozing style, but it became a slog. Sabri is asking if Link always has a partner, like an annoying partner that's like always demanding attention or something, and teaching the tutorials. I wouldn't say always. Link kinda always has a partner, right? But I wouldn't say that all of them are annoying. For example, I don't think that Taro was that annoying from Majora's Mask. She was like sassy but not annoying, right? Oh, you are playing Cosmic Star Heroine? Yes, that's the next game I'm thinking about playing. Oh my god, it has some Blade Runner things? Okay. Don't say anything else. Shut up and get my time invested on you, right? Because I will play the heck out of you, Cosmic Star Heroine. If you have Blade Runner inside of you too, don't say anything else. I'm so down. So Alundra is basically Zelda hard mode. That sounds good, besides the hard mode, but we can try. Yeah, I also need to finish Digimon, but I'm not thinking that like Digimon's final boss will be troublesome. It's just that I'm spending time on getting the things done, like the chart completed and learning all of the attacks, although I'm only missing 2 attacks now. But like beating Digimon, I think we could do that without any problem. Park? Do we have a park? I know, right? 3 years, no, 2 years actually. 2 years passed by and I did not do anything. But I will, but I will. It's just that today a lot of people brought up in here, and then it was a somewhat eventful week as well, especially regarding the Nintendo Direct. So we had a lot to talk. Let's go for a steel corkscrew roller coaster. Actually, you know how I can really boost this up? I will change my coaster. I will go back to the regular steel roller coaster. I just need many coasters with the freaking non-ride photo sections, and then that's going to help us a lot. Let's try this one. But yes, this level, guys, it doesn't have a time limit. I'm not like feeling worried about it, so that's fine. I know some people stop by this channel to really see my progress on games, but this level is like anti-progress, you know? It's like, take your time chatting and that's it. I'm pretty sure there will be other levels that I will go all crazy to get the objectives done under the time, but this one was like, just chill, leave me here, and then when you feel like beating me, you can do it. I also need to talk about this one game that I was playing during this week on my 3DS, because there was, I think it was on Wednesday if I'm not mistaken, there was one day that I had a power outage, and then I was like, what am I going to do during this outage? And then I decided to get my 3DS and try to play a game in there that was not like very demanding to it, like by using its uh, analog stick, because my analog stick is messed up. So I had to find a game that I could play it with the D-pad. I decided to go back to my Pokemon Crystal run, but after some minutes I decided to change the game, and then I gave it a shot to this one game called Gunman Clive, and I was really surprised by it. Thankfully I could play it by using the D-pad, and it was a very simple game regarding the mechanics. But believe me when I say that that game is not just the looks, because that's how that game got popular to me. Oh my god, this looks great, like it's a cartoonish style and things. That's the only impression I had from that game. And then I played it on Wednesday, I was like, are you effing kidding me? That this game also has amazing soundtrack, fantastic platforming, creative levels, and mind blowing things that happen near the end. So, yeah, if you have not played Gunman Clive, try that out because after I played it myself and I beat it, I decided that I would like to bring that game to the channel at some point because I also learned that those games are on Steam, like Gunman Clive 1 and 2, because I was also looking on my 3DS like, is the Gunman Clive 2 game on sale or something? It was on sale, but then I checked it on Steam and then I learned that it can get a better price on Steam. And also I would be able to stream it if I play it on Steam, right? So I forgot about the 3DS sale because now I know it's on PC as well. Highly recommended. If you like platforming games, Mega Man or I don't know, maybe even Metroid, but check that game out. It's short, at least the first game was short, but it's really fun, well made, beautiful looking. You'll be mind blown by the soundtrack and the platforming. The platforming was what did it to me as well. I was only expecting a shooting game or something. It is more than that. Also, it's also quite challenging, but not as hard for you to get frustrated, unless you go for, I don't know, 100% objective clearing game or run and stuff like that. So yes, I will definitely be playing Gunman Clive at some point in the future on the channel, and the second game will be going to be. But the first game I will try playing it with a different character, because then I will have a somewhat different experience from the one I had on my 3DS. Okay, back to the chat, although maybe now I need to do this on my computer so I can go back to the chat. But hey, I finally have a new coaster, so that's good. Not really, but conceptually something like that always exists. You don't always have one that follows you around and does things and talks at you. Yeah, I don't think that they are all annoying. Like Taro, for example, but even in the other Zelda games, you always have some form of friend that communicates with you and gives you some hints. Scap wants to play Crosscode. I have heard of that before, but I cannot remember exactly how it looks like or what is it about. But yes, maybe it is on my list. Wait, Pilot has a bad news? He did a short stream earlier today, but he couldn't even run SNS games without terrible frame skipping. That sucks, man. I hope you can figure what's happening. Maybe it was your internet or Twitch being bad, but you probably will say that it's because of your PC. You're going to make a few technical adjustments tomorrow, but if it doesn't work, likely not going to stream anytime in the immediate future. Alright, man, I hope you can figure it out. It's probably your PC, right? Emily, I do love Pokemon Ranger. It's funny you're bringing Pokemon Ranger out of nowhere. Oh, you're bringing that up because it doesn't use the analog stick? Yeah, right? Use the stylus and everything. But then sadly Pokemon Ranger is only for the DS. I mean, I could play it on my 3DS if I had the cartridges, but I cannot find them in the online shop. But don't worry because I have played all of the Pokemon Ranger games. I actually streamed one of them. It was one of the first games I streamed, maybe the third one. Third or fourth. It was around the days when I was streaming Minish Cap. You have been playing Pokemon Ranger, Emily? Are you playing the first one? I do love it. Maybe some people will say, man, Pokemon Ranger, a stylus game, it sucks. I actually had a lot of fun. It is simple, challenging, and it's different. It's refreshing. If you're a Pokemon fan and you want to play something different, you should go for it. I'm actually very sad that it's not a thing anymore. I was even super shocked when I learned that the Switch doesn't have touch screen, right? Or a stylus. I could swear the Switch would have one. But yeah, Pokemon Ranger is the spin-off Pokemon game that I wish can return the most. Especially now that Pokemon Snap is already back, Pokemon Ranger is my next pick. But I was able to play the 3 of them and I beat them all. Yep, the joy of trying to work on a decade-old laptop. But you are hopefully getting closer to it. You'll be able to do it. You're going in the order, you love it. It is a very good franchise. Maybe not for everyone, like maybe to some picky players it can be a bad game. But if you are open-minded, it's a good game. Okay, so now we have a new coaster, everything is looking fine. We got the swinging ship, let's go for it. Oh, we also got the Enterprise. Yeah, let's go for some thrill rides, we are finally getting them, right? Maybe the coaster research is over? It's not. Oh yes, I also got some jet skis. You're up to a part where you have to catch a Steelix. So the Switch has a touchscreen, but it doesn't have a stylus, right? I think it should have a stylus. I can understand that, I don't know, games that you don't need to use the touchscreen can be more fun than others and stuff. But it doesn't mean that every touchscreen game will be bad. For example, The World Ends With You. Man, what a game is The World Ends With You for the DS. And thankfully it got to the Switch and it's going to get a sequel. And then Pokemon Ranger as well, I think it's such a good game. Even many mobile games that you gotta use your fingers as a, let's say, stylus, can be fun too. Okay, the coaster is getting that tiny island. Maybe here? Next to the Crooked House? Pilot, have you played Hades? Because I know you are a somewhat big fan of Bastion. I cannot remember if you played Transistor, but I wonder if you have played Hades because everybody has been talking about Hades. How Hades is good, how Hades is fantastic. Probably you would like to play Hades, at least I imagine. But I know for sure you played Bastion, and then I'm not sure about Transistor. You loved Phantom Hourglass when you first played it? So, I was surprised by it on some things, but disappointed on other things. I actually played that game on stream, right? Even though the FPS was shitty, it was like super slow, but we got to its end. I did not like the situation that you always need to go back to that central dungeon and then keep on going deeper on it. That was a bit tiring. But I really like the boss fights. I remember the bosses being very unique and creative. I was expecting more exploration or more side questing, because the first idea that game gave to me was like, this is like Wind Waker. It's actually like a sequel to Wind Waker, right? But I was missing out more side questing and exploration. But yeah, the bosses of Phantom Hourglass is what I would give it the first place, like the things that I like the most. The bosses in there were like very different. And I was even feeling like, Oh yes, I won't be surprised because this is like, I don't know, the sixth, seventh, or eighth Zelda game I'm playing, so this game will not surprise me at all. And then I was wrong because of those bosses. Well, mates, the pizza arrived faster than expected. I love how everybody but Ultras, although Ultras had a fantastic dinner too, with his rice, chicken, and the mushroom and Chinese broccoli thing. But everybody's like in a pizza mood. I also had pizza. Pizza arrived faster than expected. Time to log out to eat and watch a movie. Alright, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. And we talk again on the next time. Have a good night. Enjoy your pizza. I now got hungry again. But don't worry, I will be having something delicious for dinner later. I think I'll be doing some grilled sandwiches, like grilled cheese. But yeah, man, take care. We talk again. Pizza mood for you is Thursday. Here in my city, the pizza day is like on Tuesday. It's when the pizzerias have like buy one. No, actually, it's buy two, pay one. When they have those offers, you know. But when I bake my pizzas, I would need to agree with you that I prefer to bake my pizzas on Thursdays or Fridays. In this week, for example, I worked on the pizza dough yesterday, and normally my pizza dough gives me two medium-sized pizzas, and then I eat one of them on each day, right? One on the day that I did them yesterday, and one on the next day, today. So I do agree with you that by the end of the week is when I'm baking my pizzas the most. But if I need to order, then Tuesday is my best day because it's when they normally have the best sales or the best offers. Yeah, your pizza. What was your pizza again, Emily? Since this is a ship, why don't we place it on the water, right? It's been kinda hard for us to find spots on land, so let's put it on water. Also because I have other things to build on water too, right? So let's put it there. And then I'll need to make a bridge in here. Yeah, this looks okay. So in here we'll have two different stations, one for the swinging ship and one for the jet skis. Wait, jet is skis, not jet kids. I love how it also sounds like Jetix, that old kids TV channel. Jet is skis. You took a picture? Is it on Discord? It was sausage, bacon, and Philly steak with some provolone. Oh, actually, Joe Dancing sent me a picture as well of the Twin Peaks based tarot deck. Oh, never mind, you didn't send me a picture. I'll check Joe Dancing's picture then. I like how they are based on the traditional drawings for the tarot cards, but oh my god. Yeah, but now with characters or famous characters from David Lynch's works, I'm pretty sure Joe Dancing's favorite card is the High Priestess because it has the log lady. Yeah, I do like how they are based on the. Oh my god, look at that Wheel of Fortune card. How is the Tower card in here? What? Okay, man, the last cards are so creepy. They're even on. Man, this is awesome. There are even like fake cards. The director, which has David Lynch on it, the writer. Yeah, this is a very good and fun deck of cards. I will tell her that the High Priestess, I'm pretty sure it's her favorite. Okay, I'll check Discord. Wow, Emily! It has that delicious burn on its crust, right? Damn. Yeah, you guys made me hungry now. If only I still had another pizza dough left for me to be baking. But that's okay, tomorrow I will be eating healthier food. Actually, for dinner today, I will be also eating delicious but not very healthy things. And I'll be drinking some grape juice. But I do not regret having pizzas this week just like I had last week. Pizza is super good. So let's keep it up. Let's go for the jet skis. Let me see if I can still build things around this area. Maybe more coasters. How's the income? We are still trying to get to 5,000. Yeah, we are still kind of far from the objective. Hi, player hater, how are you? We're also getting pizza. Yeah, man, I think that if you still haven't had anything for dinner today and if you're watching this stream, maybe there is some Supernatural forces convincing you to buy some pizza today? Because that's the hype, that's the trend, that's what everybody's doing in here, right? So go for it. All I can tell you, player here, is like go for it. Everybody's going for it. Pilot did not say which topping was for his pizza, but I'm pretty sure he went for pepperoni. Oh, this is the raft ride. Oh, this could be a very profitable ride, to be honest. You know what? I will build it. This could really help me out in here. Let's build it next to the water level and around this tiny lake too. It doesn't need to be like a crazy looking one, but... Wait, you can't go up? What? You can't go up? What the heck? Oh, it's... Oh, it's because it's the raft ride. It's not like the... How was that other ride called? River ride. Yeah, the river ride is the one that can go up. Never mind. This may not be as profitable as the river ride, as this is a more chill ride. But sure, I will keep my idea going, and we make it around that tiny lake, and that's okay. But yeah, so then I have the raft ride and the river ride. I forgot about this one. The log flume. Now they are giving me all of the water rides. Sadly, they gave me the worst water ride at first, which was the water slide. It's like the water version for the bloodshed roller coaster. Super dangerous and super deadly. Do not build that in your park. Oh, I need these guys to get out of here. Oh my god, I may need to close the ride and open it again. There we go. Isn't there a graphical upgrade for RollerCoaster Tycoon? I know there is the game that's called Open RollerCoaster Tycoon. I'm actually not sure if it is an official game or not. I actually think it's not. But that game has an upgrade, it has other features, you can fast forward time. It has lighting options as well, you can make the game brighter or darker. It has upgrades, but I'm still playing the original. I'm kind of pretty sure, but not 100%, that it's not an official game. It's like a mod, right? But I can be wrong, it's just that I never really went for it. Okay, Electro is in here, he knows more about it. So it's like a mod, right? It's installed on top of RollerCoaster Tycoon 2. But doesn't it have like... Okay, yeah, because I also heard it has RollerCoaster Tycoon 1 levels too, right? Is there anything else water-based that I can put in here? Maybe I could go for this water coaster. Yeah, let's try this one right here. Maybe on the opposite side, like there? No, the mountain is... Wait, what if I do it like this? Okay, it works like this. Oh my god. This is taller than what I expected, but I like it. Game? Okay, my computer is working a lot. Please don't crash. Just in case I'm going to save. No, not load. Save. Okay, now people are complaining in my park. I'll need to check that out. But give me a second. Because now I have this big guy to take care of. Is it possible for me to make a connection? I can. It is above the raft ride, but it's doable, okay? Perfect. And then we place it right there. There we go. Is this a safe coaster? I'm not used to have the water coaster. Can I add the on-ride photo section by any chance? I can't. Electra, would you say this is a safe coaster? I am not experienced with it. There are brakes, right? Wait a minute. I can try using the brakes maybe? Yeah, there are brakes. Let's try that. Although they need to be at max speed, right? $67 miles per hour. Okay, hopefully those brakes will help this to not be a crashable coaster. And then the inspections in every 10 minutes, so it breaks down less. Yeah, that's a coaster that I rarely build, so hopefully it's a good one. Let's go back to the marketing. Honestly, I didn't see those brakes really working out right there. Is it going to crash? Okay, it didn't crash because I was concerned because that last train is not on the station. But thankfully, oh, maybe it didn't crash because of the brakes, because it stopped right on the brakes. But I have no idea if this is safe. Hopefully it is. Okay, game, I see that you want me to take care of things. What is... Oh, okay, this guy got stuck in there forever. I can do this. And now the jet ski is safe, right? That was my bad. Complaining about the leader, okay. And then they are still talking about the mechanics. Sure, I will give you another mechanic then, that's fine. And yeah, maybe I should have more handyman because I also have more coasters. Which means more vomit, so yeah, more people. Let's have more people working. 15. You like the original a lot? Yeah, this is the first one. with its expansion packs. This is the second expansion pack, and this is blind to me. It's my first time playing those levels of the second expansion pack. And I have played the second, I have played the third one, and this is still my favorite because the second game has a lot of features, but it's too hard. And the third game has beautiful graphics, but it doesn't work quite well. There are some annoying things that can happen in the third game that make it extra hard. Like some guests are dumb or the AI is weird. So what bothers me the most is that some people do not go to your rides as you build them, and then how are you going to profit out of it? How are you going to beat the objective if they don't go to the rides? That can be very annoying, but it's a beautiful looking game. I love the features of it. I just wish it had a better AI, because in my opinion the AI in there is very dumb. So it can be frustrating because of that. But yeah, the second is fantastic, if only it were easier. So I do like this first game because of its difficulty, and because it's super chill. It feels very well, or very nice. Maybe I like the second game more if I can finally beat the objectives in there. Electro prefers Open RollerCoaster Tycoon 2 for the many quality of life improvements from the first one. And there is a multiplayer. This is safe as long as you don't have a hill after the water where it gets stuck. A hill after water? Let me go back there. Oh my god, people are getting lost. Where are you getting lost? Right here? It's because I'm not connecting the paths, right? Oh, but making this connection will be bad. Unless I make a tunnel, I think I wanna make a tunnel in here. Okay, I will check the coaster after I make this tunnel. Give me a second in here. We are going underground. But stop, people, for now. And then let's try to do this. Show me the level on the path. Height marks on paths. Where is the... Wait, am I going to the right direction? I'm not. I'm not going to the right direction. Just need to go straight forward. Yeah, like that. That can be the exit, sure. Okay. That's a good tunnel right there. So hopefully with this connection, people will be able to find their way again. and not get too lost. But let's go underground once again because I need to add some litter bins. There we go. How close am I to the goal? I'm not that close. I need to get to 9,000. I'm now getting to 5,000 of ride tickets profit. So I may not finish this level today because I may be finishing the stream in half an hour. But it's fine because I raised my money. I got a lot of rides. And next weekend I can complete this level and probably start the next one. Of course, it always depends on the chat level, but we are having everything set for that to happen, you know. They are still lost, but I'm pretty sure everybody is around that area, right? Welcome back, Ultros. This design seems good. Do you mean the design for the water coaster? I meant the water takes away a lot of speed. Oh yeah, right? So you need to be careful when making a custom design. Oh yeah, this was not a custom one. They're still complaining about the litter. I'll need to check that out. Let's have the scrambled eggs closer to the merry-go-round. Can I place it behind the bathroom? Like there? Okay, this works. We are going to have a bathroom on the way. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it's what we got. You wish you had Doritos, Emily? I would rather go for Ruffles. I love Ruffles. Doritos is just okay to me. Yeah, we have the bathroom on the way, but why not, right? It's better a bathroom on the way than no bathroom at all. Okay, so let me check this craziness about how the vandalism is in... What the heck is going on in here? Okay, let's go to the entrance. See-through rides. See-through scenery. Invisible people. I love how it says invisible people, but you can see the people in the rides, right? Are those not people? Who are you, aliens? Did they find life in Mars already? Because NASA has sent like that probe or like their technology to Mars right now to take pictures and stuff. Are they finally seeing the Martians? Wait, where is the entrance? It's there. Okay, show me underground as well. Let's look for trash and litter bins that could be broken. So far it looks clean. Why are they complaining about the vandalism? Are they crazy? Everything is clean. Oh wait, okay. Never mind. Never mind. I guess a tornado happened on this side of the park. Jesus. Not a single survivor. But was just there. Isn't this the food plaza? Is the food of this park bad? Why are they destroying the food plaza things? That's the food plaza location, like. Yeah, it was only there. Why is that rage? Yeah, it is the food plaza. What the heck? You have jalapeno ones. To be honest, I barely noticed you were playing a different game than Digimon. Actually, that's good, because it means that this channel is so chill that the game is not important, we are here to chat. I think that's good. I usually like sour cream and onion chips or salt, cheesy ones or salt and vinegar. If there is a barbecue Doritos, that's the one I would go for the most. But I know there is a Ruffles or a barbecue Ruffles. That would be my favorite. You don't earn and then people riot. I mean, that makes sense. But hey, we are getting to 6,000 now. Let's keep it up. What can I do next? I don't remember building this, so let's go for the cotton candy stall. They both just have mostly screens made of green colors that don't move too much. You are not wrong about that, I can see what you're saying. But this game is more noisy, right? Digimon World, you can only hear the birds chirping. In here you have some merry-go round and round and broken down and fuzzy and crazy and wazzy. Yeah, this game is just a little bit more noisy, also because of people screaming and laughing and crying and vomiting and breaking my litter bins because they don't like the food of the food plaza. But I can see what you're saying, the colors. There is a similarity. I don't have a place for this. I really don't have a place for this. Place it in a random place, like there. There we go, that's a very good spot on cotton candy stall location. By the way, Emily, I just remembered that you were saying earlier that you were not liking the Super Mario items. I'm still curious for why is that? What's about them that you don't like them? Do you think they are boring or something? There is a barbecue Doritos, man, I would like to try it. Wait, you have never seen those, the barbecue Doritos? Oh yes, I can also build this. Well, since it is another ship, to the water it goes. Can you be like there then? No? What if it is in the lake right there? If only I could make a connection. Maybe I can actually. Wait, can I do this? Wait a minute. This is actually more vandalism? No, I just fixed everything. Man, if this works, I would love it. Oh no, come on. Maybe if you go lower? Come on, make this to work. I think I can do it. Yes, I can do it! Oh, okay, I love this idea now. Dude, this right here is aesthetics. Man, look at this. Okay, now I need to fix this a little bit. But I added extra things to the tiny lake that I did the raft ride to go around it. So if you thought that this project was completed, bang, you got it wrong, because now it's perfect. We have a ship in there. But how am I... Wait, maybe if I do it like this? Yeah, this is my only shot, right? There we go. Okay, I like this a lot. This is now my new favorite thing about this level. More than the eye coaster right in the entrance. This right here is like fully aesthetics. I love this so much. Motion simulator, that's another very tiny ride that I can place anywhere. Maybe here, because this is still very empty looking. It could be maybe there. So you're tired of seeing Mario stuff in Animal Crossing games, but don't you think they always repeat the items, not only Mario stuff? Yes, I got some of them in New Leaf too. They are also in Pocket Camp. You want them to make new things, not just the same Mario stuff. Well, but they are working on new things too, right? Maybe they need to work on new Mario items. For example, the warp pipe. The warp pipe was kinda new to me. Man, you can't see the supports for this coaster now. It looks way more dangerous. You'll never be a bloodshed coaster though. Subway is saying that the ship gets extra points for being in the lake, right? I agree. Hello Joey, welcome. What is this level? Yeah, it is from a DLC. It is from the Loopy Landscapes DLC of RollerCoaster Tycoon 1. This is the Wacky Warren. Wacky Warren, and my objective is to get 9,000 in a month from ride tickets. And right now I'm getting to 5,000 and getting to 6,000. I'm between those two. Oh, I actually surpassed that. Yeah, we are getting there, but I don't think I'll get there today because I have been chatting a lot and then my time is almost up. But at least I concentrated a lot of cash, and I also got a lot of new rides to start placing them in the park. But yeah, this is the Wacky Warren. It's a large park, as you can see. And there are some couple water areas. They gave me some coasters in the beginning, like this one is a coaster from this park. Also, thank you so much for the follow. I have been playing RollerCoaster Tycoon on every Saturdays, and my plan is to beat every objective of this game. As you probably have noticed, this is like part 63 or something. So this has been a very long run, but we'll get to the end. And then also I hope that I can go to RollerCoaster Tycoon 2 and 3. And even some other park simulator games like Parkitect, because I'm curious to try that one too. But yeah, this is a very easy level to be honest, because as you don't have a time limit, you can take your time and not rush, be patient, and it's a very chill level. You think that the jalapeno cheddar isn't popular? Well, I wouldn't buy it because I don't like cheddar. It also has the least amount of stocks on shelves, so it makes it rare, right? You have never seen this one before? Have you played up to which level? Do you remember? Have you at least played the levels of the first DLC? The Corkscrew Follies? That's where Emily is right now. Emily has been playing the first expansion pack levels. I'm fine with some of the same Mario stuff. Yes, that doesn't bother me because they also have new other items, right? But of course it would be great if they could come up with new items. But I don't mind getting the same ones from the past also because you can like get nostalgic, or like if you're adding a Mario pack to a game, you cannot go wrong with, or you can't go wrong with like the mushrooms, the one-up mushrooms and the coins, so there is no way you're not going to add those items, you know. But I would love to see more items for sure, like new ones. Actually, at the moment, there are items from this Mario pack that were in the Animal Pocket or Animal Crossing Pocket Camp or Animal Crossing New Leaf that were not on this pack now for the New Horizons game. For example, the Fire Bar and the Bullet Bill. They don't have those going on right now. But you want a style change for the Mario models they have been using for the past like 15 to 20 years. A style change? Do you mean since Sunshine? Yes, since Sunshine, the style has been kinda same-ish, right? It's when they finally got to somewhat close to HD graphics. I can see what you're saying in there, Scap. Maybe the style change we got more recently was in the Paper Mario. It all just seems corporate to you. No, you have only beaten like 12ish of the levels. Oh, so you're in the very beginning then. You're trying to beat them all as well. Have you played this as a kid? This is like a long life goal of mine, right? Because I loved to play this game as a kid. I always wanted to beat everything, but I could never do it because it's such a long game. My PC used it to break down and then I lose the progress and then I had to restart. But now it's happening. And I'm even playing levels that I never could get to them before, like this one. Get ready for it, Joey, because this game can have some very hard levels. So do your best, try to really learn from its mechanics, strategies and stuff. Because you'll be facing some real levels or some real hard levels, especially in the first expansion pack. But then in this second expansion pack, they also have more different objectives, like this one, for example. This, for example, is an objective that I doubt it you see something close to it in the first game you're playing, like in the original levels. You may see things about perk value, amount of people, but yeah, on this expansion pack things change a lot regarding the objectives. Sometimes it's helpful, like on this one, but other times it is very hard. By the way, what the heck? Air-powered vertical coaster. Oh, it's the one that stops, right? Man, this is a very cool coaster, and this is one of the exclusive DLC coasters, right? Or expansion packs coasters. I can say DLC, right? Come on, this is like a... This is officially called as expansion pack, but it's everything a DLC in the end. with a different name. I'm curious, but this looks so long. But I'm super curious to see this in action. Man, I wish I could build that. Imagine building 4 of those in every corner of the park. I could do it in there. Maybe? If I remove the trees? No, never mind. But I hope someday I can see that, because it looks like a very interesting design. So they're complaining about what? Some people are hungry. Let me also check the prices in here. Is there any empty ride? There is the merry-go-round. Okay, I need to drop the prices in here. Also, it was only the merry-go-round. No, wait. No, the coasters are good. That's funny. I have a lot of food stalls, but people are still hungry? How is that? I just want more stuff that's not Mario. Well, I also saw, Emily, that they are adding some items that are for the Japanese festival. I only know about this festival because of Pokemon, actually. There was a Pokemon episode. Maybe you watched it too. That was like the Princess Day, and then Jessie and Misty are like fighting each other to see who is going to get the doll collection, the Japanese doll collection, after a Pokemon tournament. That's the episode where Jessie captures a Lickitung. It's a very good episode, by the way. And I saw that this month, or in this month, they are also adding items based on that festival. So you can have the collection of Japanese dolls and, I don't know, some other Japanese themed items too. Maybe you should look forward for those. The red mushroom is good though. It's been the same for a long time. Yes, I never thought about it. A style change for Mario could be nice. Because every time they change his style, they go back in time, right? Oh yeah, let's go retro Mario. And it's charming, but it's never something really new. So Joey has been playing this since he was 3 or 4. Let's go, Joey. I know it's a long journey, it's a lot of levels, a lot of work too, but today I think it's easier because, for example, I was saying how my computer used to be crashing every time and then I lost my progress. And that actually happened in here during my streams of this game. I accidentally uninstalled RollerCoaster Tycoon in place of a different game. I forgot which one it was. But today, thanks to the internet and communities, I figured that there are websites where you can download save files for every level, and then if you load those save files, they will be like 5 seconds before the objective deadline, and they will be clearing the objectives for you. So I was able to get back to where I stopped playing the game by loading those save files. I was like, okay, load this, and then I could continue from the levels I still haven't played on stream. Just because I was dumb to not notice that I was uninstalling the wrong game. But today it's doable because of that. Because if I were still back in the 90s or in the 2000s, if I was losing my progress, I probably would need to start it over by my own, and then it is always hard, you know. Make Mario fat again, also put it to Pikachu. Make Pikachu fat again. Actually, they did that on the Sword and Shield games by giving him a Gigantamax shape or form, where the Pikachu looks closer to how he used to look like in the past. But yes, give it to him to make him fat again. They are still having trouble with the mechanics in here, come on. I'm adding some more pandas to see if I can keep more people in the park. What am I getting of rides? A ghost train? I don't like that one. Am I skipping any good ride? At least people are not getting lost anymore. You see, that tunnel I did connected this area to the... not entrance, but somewhere close to the entrance, which is right there. Or... wait, I can't even see it, but it's in here. That it is. Yeah, some other levels we have played in the past, they really taught me that you gotta make a lot of connections, so people stop complaining about getting lost even when they have maps. But I really like... so I haven't done a lot today on the park because of the chatting, but look at this right here. Aren't you going to agree with me that this looks like a fantastic water area? Man, I'm looking at this raft ride going around the freaking inverter swinging ship. I'm like in love for that. It's hypnotizing to my eyes. Maybe because everything is going around, you know, the raft is circle shaped and the movement of the inverter swinging ship goes in a circle as well. Like a pendulum. I'm in love for that. So we do have... this could be a good coaster for me to add on this park too. It's a very horizontal coaster and I really like it. I don't remember this one. Oh no, this one is in here. It's the blue coaster down there, right? Yeah, then there are the transport rides, but we already have the railroad. I think I will call it in here. At the middle of year 7. At least I finished paying the low one. I got a lot of cash. We raised the ride tickets in 2000. So we still have our work to do on this level. But it's okay, I'm really liking it. We have another lake down there. Maybe I can do something funny there too, right? But I'm going to call it in here. Alright everyone, next Saturday I'll be back to this level. I do believe we can finish it next time. Although, it depends on the chatting, of course, as always, but I think we can do it. And tomorrow I'll be playing more of Digimon World, maybe trying to go after another Angemon. I'm not sure what was my last plan on that game, but I remember attempting to get Angemon. Probably it's going to be the same this Sunday too. And yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. It was a great chatting. Hopefully you can chat more yesterday as well, or tomorrow. Wait, not yesterday. Tomorrow. Tomorrow as well. And have a great night. Impromptu Scat Piano stream. Is he streaming today? I don't know. I know about his Wednesday streams, right? But if he is streaming today, if Scaps is streaming today, go check him out. I don't know if he's starting it now or something, but go check him out for sure. But I'm calling it in here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great Saturday night. Take care and goodbye.